going on? We already got our first guest. Tap the screen, guys.
Yo,
Tap
how
it.
you doing?
What's up?
Yo, is it okay if you give me a second to pull up Jeremiah 33?
Okay, are you Muslim?
Well, I grew up Muslim, yeah. But
What?
yeah, I grew up Muslim.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. By the way, you believe Jesus is the last sacrifice, right?
In regards, like, as far as like the temple sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah. Where? Okay, so it starts at verse 15. In
Mm-hmm.
those days and at that time, I will make a righteous branch sprout from David's line. That's the Messiah, right?
Mm-hmm.
He will do what is just and right in the land, and in those days Judah will be saved and Jerusalem. Safety is the name by which it is. Yeah. Then at verse 17, 1 second. For this is what the Lord says: David will never fail to have a man sit on the throne of Israel, nor will the Levitical priest ever fail to have a man stand before me continually to offer burnt offerings, to burn to grain offerings, and to present sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this saying that the Levitical priest will present sacrifices forever?
Yeah.
But doesn't that contradict Jesus being the last sacrifice?
No, because when you see the fulfillment of this, it doesn't contradict it at all. Because the fulfillment of this is when you look at the Orthodox Church. So we do have somebody sit on his throne forever, who represents is somebody in that's within the priesthood of Christ, which is in the line of Melchizedek. And at the Orthodox Church, we have a throne that's right on the solea. That's where our bishop sits, but we have the icon of Christ because the bishop represents Christ on that throne. And then the burnt offerings and then the sacrifices that we do is the incense that we burn every Sunday when we do liturgy. And then the sacrifice that we do is the bread and wine. It's a eternal sacrifice.
Oh yeah, I see. Well, that was the only thing on my mind. So yeah, I think I'm going out. But yeah,
Okay.
you made sense. You made sense.
Okay, bro. Take it easy.
Thank you, bro.
Hmm.
Bless you, man.
God bless. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing? Good to see you. Martin, good morning. Good to see you. Enigma, shalom. Good to see you. God bless. Stefan, I think that's your name. So in time, good morning. El Jefe, good morning. Um, yeah, Tony, good morning. Yeah, dude, we've been prepping for the wedding. Up super late last night, so I got up a little late this morning. So about 45 minutes late. Shalom, shalom. Good afternoon. Uh, Gideos, good morning, brother. Jeff, good morning. God bless. Germ, what's up? Good morning, brother. Yeah, very soon, brother. Very soon. Very soon. You guys want to show some love? PayPal in the description. We are getting married this Saturday, so it's stressful. Can't wait to get through this time. God bless, Metro. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you guys. Metro, does your parish celebrate on the old or new calendar? Oh, thank you, Ashby. God bless, brother. Maria, good to see you. God bless. Moser, thank you so much. God bless you. All the way from Australia. Appreciate that. Rome, good morning. How long after the wedding are you going to be back live? I should be back live that Monday. You know, um, the very first Monday. It's going to go right back to normal. Um, so yeah, should be good. You already celebrated Christmas? Okay. No, that's what I was asking. Is I didn't know if yesterday was your Christmas or not. So I know you were in a different diocese than I am. I know what you mean. Been doing the same thing. Planning a wedding is no joke. I thought it was gonna be easy. Psych. Yeah. And here's the thing, bro. Like we're doing like a last minute wedding that's not even like elaborate, you know? And so we do have it much easier than most people for sure. That I am grateful, but it's still very stressful. Oh, congrats, Metro. God bless you and your future wife. What's up? What's up, bro? What you got?
What's up, man? Jesus can be, um, he could be a part of the Trinity. The Trinity can't be logical, but what's something could be logical, but it doesn't prove it exists. So I don't see what's the point of even arguing for that because you don't even know if it exists.
Well, most people that argue against the Trinity are going to try to disprove it by saying it's illogical. So if you agree that it's not illogical, then that's fine. Like we don't have to go down that path. You don't disagree
Well,
with
I'm
that.
well, I'm just saying, like, what's the point if it doesn't exist?
Well, how do you know it doesn't exist?
Because it's just not in our reality.
Yeah, okay. You just repeated your claim. How do you know it's not in our reality?
Yeah, I know the Trinity doesn't exist because I know there's not three persons with omnipotence.
Okay, so you are arguing it being logical.
No, well, it could be logical. It just doesn't exist. 'Cause
Okay.
it's not.
Well, then it is possible for three persons to be omnipotent.
Is it possible? Yeah, but it's
Okay. You're not arguing for it to being logical. So what is your argument,
well, I'm
bro?
saying it doesn't. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna reframe that. It's impossible for
Okay.
that to
So
exist.
now you went back to okay, well, it is illogical. Okay.
No, it's not.
Why is that not possible, brother? Go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah, the reason three persons with omnipotence is gonna be impossible is since we already have of another perfect model of origin for reality, we wouldn't need three persons with unification to give an origin to reality since we
Bro,
already have a
I have
better.
no clue what you're talking about, dude. So now it's you don't really have an argument. You're just basically said you believe in something else, therefore this can't be true. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, mine is gonna be the case, so yours is impossible. It just can't be
Okay.
the
So you
case.
believe in Tawheed, right? That's you're saying that model is what's going because that model has
By
to be true, the
Tawheed,
Trinity is then false. Is that
by Tawheed, which
you believe in Allah, right? As being just one God, one creator, one not multi-personal, correct?
one one subject, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that would be illogical. That wouldn't be able to that God would not be able to ground our reality.
How?
Because for example, you believe that your God is the most loving. That's an eternal, uncreated attribute, correct?
Um, well, he is love.
He is love. Okay, so that would be identical to his nature, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, then who was he loving prior to creation?
he doesn't need to be loving anybody. He is it. He is love.
Okay, so define love? What is that?
Love, love is just what Allah favors.
What Allah favors. Okay, so what was he favoring prior to creation?
Allah favors himself.
Okay, so then he was just loving himself. Okay, can he favor another? Is that possible?
Yes, but Allah isn't obligated to favor others, but
That's
He
fine.
does
I'm not
out of His
saying he is, brother. So then favoring himself and favoring another, those are two forms of love. Would you agree?
they're not distinct.
They're not that you said loving himself is identical to loving another. So when he loves you,
Uh-huh.
he's still loving himself.
Yeah.
So you're Allah.
No.
You're identical to
saying
Allah. Are you identical to Allah?
that's logically follow. No, you don't listen to what I'm saying. When I say Allah loving us and Allah loving Himself, right? The love Allah extends to us is identical, same type of favor, right? That Allah favors Himself,
Okay.
right? Same
So
type of favor.
when he loves
So
himself,
it's
that's a
two
subject. That's
distinct actions, one united substance. Very simple.
okay. So once again, I just want to hear that again. When he loves you, that's identical to loving himself.
No, I'm saying
So it's not.
that
So it's
same
not the same.
love.
So hold on, just real quick. So then, it's not the same thing when he loves himself compared to when he loves you, right?
Oh, you're saying when Allah loves me versus when He loves Himself, it's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing. Beautiful. Beautiful, bro. You're Allah. That makes a whole lot of sense. You're right, brother. You disproved the Trinity by committing those alarms. You hear those alarms. That's every time somebody commits shirk, brother. That's what ends up happening.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's
you
one
you
substance,
love
two distinct
yourself. You
actions.
love yourself.
Wait, it's
Him
one
loving himself
subject.
is identical to him loving you, right? Himself referring to Allah, yourself, then that would mean by the law of transitivity, you're Allah. So yeah, beautiful, brother.
When
Yeah,
I say it's
this makes a
identical,
lot
I'm
of
saying
sense.
that same love.
That
I'm
makes a
saying that
lot of
love
sense,
is a
brother.
different action. It's a different action, but that same love is identical. They're just straw manning.
How am I straw manning? How am I
I
straw
said
manning?
it's the same. It's the same love, but two distinct actions.
So the same
Those
action.
the actions are not identical,
Okay.
but the love is.
Okay, good. Is he capable? So when he loves himself, you're saying the action of loving himself is or is not identical to the action of loving you.
No, those are two different actions.
Thank
Him
you very
loving
much.
himself
Good.
and him.
So would you say that those are two different forms of love?
No.
Okay. Would you say that those are two different actions?
Yes.
Okay. Can he perform all actions of love without creation?
Can you perform all actions of love without creation? You have to expand on that.
Yeah. Can he love another without creation?
If he, can he love another? There's no other subject without creation.
So the answer is no.
No.
Does he need creation in order to love another?
That's just gonna be analytically true. Yeah.
Okay, brother. Yeah. So you're not only did we commit shirk today, now we're saying that Allah is dependent on creation in order to express all.
How does that logically follow?
Yeah, because he would need creation in order to love another. He does not have a perfect
That's just
love.
gonna be an analytic truth. All you're saying is if
I don't disagree that it's analytically true. Yeah, how does that refute?
Okay, because
If you're agreeing with me that this is true, then there will be a dependency within Allah.
I'm saying there's no dependency. This is just an analytic truth that if A is the case, then the antithesis of not A is not going to be the case. This is just very simple.
Okay, so would you say that Allah is eternal?
Yeah.
Okay, that means his nature has no beginnings, correct?
By no beginning, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Very good. Now, does Allah begin to love another when creation starts?
Does Allah be to the creature, to Allah? Which one?
To Allah. Does he begin to love another?
No. If you're gonna say that, in Allah has been eternally creating and destroying. Okay.
He has been eternally creating and destroying. So creation's eternal?
No.
Creation's not eternal.
No,
So
look,
if Allah's
you don't
eternally
understand.
creating, if there's no beginning to Allah creating, that means there always has been creation. Creation also has no beginning, correct?
Just because it's like that in Allah's perspective doesn't mean it's gonna be like that in the human perspective. I can't explain. All I mean when I say
I don't care about what perspective. I'm talking about reality here. Is it analytically true if Allah has been eternally creating that there has been always eternally a creation?
You're conflating.
Conflating what?
I can tell you why. just because just because Allah has been eternally willing something into
Hmm.
creation, does not mean it started playing when it started playing until a certain point.
Okay,
Allah
I would be okay
eternally
with that, but
willing.
that's not what you said. I'm
Look,
actually
look, look.
okay. I'm
When I
actually
mean
okay
when I
with that
say
explanation, but that's not what you said. You said he's
when I say
eternally. Hold on. You
when
said
I
he's
say
eternally
creating and
creating
destroying,
and
I'm trying to
destroying. Yeah.
explain to you what I mean by that.
Go ahead.
All I mean is everything that exists, right? Into Allah's perspective, everything that exists is gonna constantly is constantly being recreated, right? As for something to come in existence, meaning it needs to be sustained, so it's being
Is there,
recreated
brother? So you
and destroyed.
now you're all over the place. So let's clear this up. Is there a beginning to creation?
To who?
What in reality, in all reality, extra mentally, is creation? Does creation have a beginning?
Well, all things have been actualized already, eternally.
So we're eternal. So we're eternal. Go ahead, say it. We're eternal. Don't mute up. Nobody muted you. Say we're eternal.
Oh, no, you're not when I say all things, just because I say all things have been eternally actualized, doesn't mean that all things
Would
played out.
literally mean that we are eternal. That's what that would literally,
No,
and
it
that
just
would be
means.
analytically true, like in your words.
Wait,
If
wait,
we
wait.
have been eternally actualized, that means we are eternal.
No, all I mean by
Is
that,
Allah eternally actualized?
I don't know. That's a
Is
category
Allah
error.
no. Is Allah eternally actualized?
That's a category error. Allah's eternally actualizing.
So what about him as a being? Is he eternally actualized?
He's pure act, yeah.
Thank you very much. So we are eternally actualized, just like Allah is eternally actualized. So another shirk. Creation is equal to Allah in that sense, right?
No, dude, just because Allah has been eternally actualizing it doesn't
No,
mean we
I'm talking
didn't
about
play up to
himself.
a certain
Is
point.
Allah as a being eternally actualized?
What do you mean?
What do you
That's a
mean?
category error.
You are the one that's using these
What
words.
does it mean for
What
eternally to be actualized? He's the
that
one
means
actualizing.
that means you eternally exist, bro.
God is purest actus.
Okay, he's purest
Very
actus.
simple.
Let's okay,
Yes.
good. You already committed shirk on that category. So if he's pure
No, I
act,
didn't.
that would mean his all of his actions are being actualized, correct? Always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is he loving another before creation?
To whose perspective?
You already admitted earlier in this call that loving himself and loving another are not the same.
Well, no, I'm
So
saying
is he loving another prior to creation? Since he's
no,
pure
I
act,
said
that would have to be true.
well, I said the action is different, not the love.
What does pure act mean, bro?
That he's pure actualization.
Yeah. So
He doesn't have any contingency.
good. So all of his actions are always being actualized, correct?
By all of his yeah.
Okay,
They would just be
good.
identical
So
to
then
each other.
how was he loving another prior to creation?
Bro, to Allah, he's always been love. He is love.
Yeah, I'm talking about in reality. Who was he
Yeah, in
loving?
reality,
Who was he loving prior to
he is
creation since he was loving
he
another?
is the substance of love. He doesn't necessarily have to
That's bro,
love another.
there's an action, a substance.
I believe that Allah's acts are identical to him, yeah.
Okay, good. So you believe that his actions are identical to his nature, correct?
Yeah, I hold to divine
Would that
simplicity.
okay, good. So that would mean that he was merciful prior to creation, right? Is that
It
one of his
depends.
actions?
It depends what you define mercy as.
Well, how do you define mercy?
Well, I'm not bringing it up. You are, so give me your definition.
It doesn't matter. You could pick whatever definition you want of mercy.
I would say mercy is having grace for a person.
Okay. So being that this is a action that is identical to his nature and his nature has no beginning, that would also necessitate that this action has no beginning to it either, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who was he being merciful to prior to creation?
He just is.
That's not an answer, brother.
Well,
That's
he
just
doesn't have.
dodging. That's
Wait, hold
dodging
on.
the question. Who is he
Well, he
being
doesn't have
merciful?
to
You
be.
just defined being mercy is giving something to another person, right?
Well, I'd have to
Giving
actually go get the actual Quranic definition on it.
the Quranic definition. So when Allah gives mercy, give me an example as to when Allah gives mercy. Is there ever a
Well,
time where He gives mercy where there's not another subject?
well, he is an embodiment of mercy, so he doesn't have to necessarily extend it.
Yeah, that's just trying to get a cop out here to try
No, it's
not to have
not.
to explain that all you're
I'm
doing
telling
is just appealing to mystery here. Is there ever a time where Allah gives mercy because His actions are identical to His nature? Remember, is there a time where Allah gives mercy where there's not another subject? Where there's not another subject? Is there a time of that?
When you say time, you're referring to time like it's actual substance. I don't hold to that.
What?
Time isn't an actual substance. Time only exists in virtue of perception.
Oh, okay. So time is not real. No beginnings are not real.
When
Right?
we say time isn't real, I just hold to B theory. And time only exists in virtue of humans.
So time's eternal.
What?
Time is eternal.
Time isn't real.
Time isn't real. Okay, so it's not real. So that means we, in actuality, don't have a beginning, right?
All I mean by when I say time isn't real, time only has all time is a person's subjective experience.
Okay, good. So, but
That's all time
so
is.
that would be just an experience we're going through in our head, but in actuality, the time is not really there, correct?
There's no time. Well, bro, you're not understanding when I say there's no time. I don't hold that.
I agree. I'm granting it to you. I'm just steel manning it. So if there's no time, it's not real, right?
Yeah, I don't hold to. I don't.
Okay,
just
good. So that
agree
means
with ontological
we don't have a beginning and we don't have an end, correct?
value. Humans have a beginning.
No, we don't. Beginning requires time. Time is not real according to you.
No, bro. Everything has already happened eternally. It's like playing out like a movie.
Yeah, I understand. So okay, got it. But is there a beginning to our existence?
There's gonna be two different. In what category? It's gonna be categorically dependent.
I don't know what you mean, bro. Beginning of our existence. Is there a beginning? Yes or no?
To whom?
To creation, to us as humans. Let's talk about humans.
Oh yeah, to creation. Yeah, there's gonna be a beginning. Yeah.
There's going to be a beginning. Okay, good. So then that means there is a time.
No.
Okay. So define time.
Time is just gonna be the rate which everything is created and destroyed.
The rate in which everything is created and destroyed. So beginning and an end.
Yeah, I hold to Edwardian. My Edwardian I hold to Edwardian metaphysics.
Okay. So you're saying that there is a beginning to us, right?
A beginning to humans?
Yeah.
It depends to the category.
Dude, what are you talking about? It depends. Do we actually? I want to talk about just reality. I don't want to talk about subjective things.
Look.
Objectively, is there a beginning to humans or not, bro?
Conceptually, yes, because
Conceptually, so only in our mind we have a beginning.
No, the only thing that exists is concepts. Everything is conceptual.
So our physical bodies are not real?
Bro, they exist in virtue of your perception.
Oh
I already told you I'm
insane, dude.
I already told
All right, bro.
you.
Have a good day, man. Have a good day, bro. This is like, bro, holy crap. The amount of nonsense. This is the type of philosophy that you have to adopt to be a Muslim. This is the type of nonsense, but supposedly the Trinity doesn't make sense. The Trinity don't make sense. My brain. Oh no, it just don't make sense. How could 3 be 1? How could 3 be 1? 3 be 1? How can that be? How can that be? But did you guys hear the nonsense that we were just listening to? As far as what we have to adopt and believe in order to be a Muslim? What the hell was that? Bro, holy crap. Maybe someone else can help me with that. That was insane. What's up?
What's up? How's it going, man?
So what do you need? Hold on 1 second, bro. Huh? What? It's not charged? Okay. Go open my room and go get it in the next dresser. Okay. All right. Give me a second. What's up?
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Going good.
Nice. So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. What faith are you though?
I'm a Muslim.
All right. What you got?
Okay, so why does in John 17:3 Jesus refer to the Father as the only true God?
Okay.
Because according to the prompt, Jesus is not the Father, right?
Yeah. Not the same person.
Yeah, okay. So why does he say that the Father is the only true God? That would exclude the Son.
Yeah. When we're talking about only true God, that's going to be in reference to the Father's nature. Right?
What do you mean by that? Could you substantiate?
So in order to be God, in order to be the only true God, you need to have the divine nature that is exclusive to God, right?
Okay, does the Son have that?
Yes, he does. So the reason why the Father is the only true God is because he has the divine nature. But that statement would be true for the Son and the Holy Spirit as well, because they have the same divine nature as the Father.
Okay, but you're saying that the Father is not the Son. But when the Son says the Father is the only true God, what does only mean? Could you define only? If I say there's only one person in the room,
Yeah, but but when it's talking about God, that's in reference to nature, not person.
How do you know that?
Because in order to be the only true God, you have to have the divine nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there you go. So the Father has the divine nature that is exclusive to the only true God, but the Son and the Holy Spirit also have it.
Okay, but where does Jesus talk about some sort of hypostatic union, that he is two natures? Where in the Bible do I find that?
Yeah.
Jesus himself speaking about that.
Well, why does it need to be him himself speaking of it?
Because clearly your Christians are saying that he's claiming to be God, so I would expect him to share that he bears two natures, because
Yeah,
you say that
so you were at John 17:3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do humans exist prior to the world existing?
Well, actually, like if you talk in the physical body, of course not, but before that, yes.
So you existed prior to the world existing?
Yes, according to Islam, yes.
So are you eternal?
My soul existed, yes, because according to Islam.
Existed. So you existed prior to you being born?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to know how?
When did you begin to exist?
Well, when Allah chose to. I don't know the
Which is when?
But it was before the world was made.
Okay, so when did you begin to exist, brother?
Before the universe.
Before the universe, you began to exist?
Yes, I can elaborate how. No problem. According to the Islamic teachings, before the entire universe were created, or the every single living thing, before that, Allah asked us some questions before we were created. So yeah.
So let me ask you something. Hold on. I got a question about that.
But that doesn't make us God, though.
Okay. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. I got a question. Okay.
Okay, go on.
So, would you agree that the only eternal being is Allah?
Yes. So I'm not saying we're eternal. I say we were created.
No worries, brother. No worries. Eternal means outside of time, correct?
Yeah.
Did time exist prior to the universe?
Maybe. The Quran doesn't specify if it did or not. Maybe.
So time, you're saying it could have existed before the universe?
Yes.
Is time created?
If time is created? Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So Allah created time. When did this happen, bro?
Yes, I don't know when, but yes, sure.
How is time measured without the universe?
How time is measured?
Yeah, like literally time is measured with the universe, bro.
So you're saying that time didn't exist before the Big Bang?
So when there's a sun up and a sun down, is that time right there? Is that a period of time?
No, but now you're moving away from the subject.
I'm not moving away. It's just not making sense. How is time measured without the universe?
I asked you a question and you sort of dodged it. I would like you to answer the question I asked you.
What am I dodging? I'm still trying to figure out what you mean about you existing. I'm the one still asking you questions. This is nonsensical.
Yeah, because I asked you a question and you didn't answer it. You said, is it necessary for Jesus to say that he's that he has two natures?
Oh
Of
yeah.
course it
So
is,
so
because
oh you so the real dodge is happening with you. You're trying to go.
no,
You're
no,
trying to because this is
I asked you the question like
because
five
you
minutes
think
ago, and you
you
didn't
think you're
answer.
giving me a rebuttal to the question I was going to ask you about what verse 5.
No, but Bear,
You
I
because I'm just now trying to pick out this nonsensical rebuttal that you're trying to anticipate because you knew I was going to verse 5. So time measured with the sun going up and the sun going down? Is that how a day is measured?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Is time measured with any other means?
Yes, it can be.
With what?
It can be. That only God knows. But I'm saying
Allahu alam.
no. But I'm
Allahu
saying,
alam.
listen, dude, stop using the song.
Oh my God, bro, this is crazy,
Can I
dude.
speak,
Allahu
dude?
alam. Yeah. I know it's measured a different way. How? Allahu alam. I don't know.
Yeah,
You said
Allahu
I
Alam,
know,
because
but I don't
according
know.
to Islam, it is Allahu Alam. Do you know everything that God does? Can I ask you, do you know every single thought process behind
Yeah, what if
everything God does?
I said? What if you started asking me
Dude, answer
about?
the question.
Yeah.
Do you
What
know
if?
every single
Here,
thought process behind what
I'm
God
gonna
does?
answer. No, we don't. But here, let me.
Okay, perfect.
But let me
So
give you
there
an
shouldn't be an
example.
issue then.
Let me give you an example. Let's say,
Go ahead.
what would you have said if you came to me and you said, "Hey, John 17:3, how is Jesus God?" But here it says the Father is the only true God, and I said, "Allahu alam." What would you have
It's a
said?
no,
What
but
would
it
you
is
have
a
said?
direct. It is a direct because this necessitates.
What would you have said,
Dude,
bro?
stop mocking. Just
What
be
would you
respectful,
have
dude.
said, bro?
Have I been disrespectful?
What would you have said?
No, have I been disrespectful?
If you're gonna lie, yeah. What would you have said? Would you have accepted that
dude,
answer?
I'm completely honest.
Would you
I'm
have?
just
Okay,
saying.
then be honest. Would you have
Yes, but I'm
accepted that?
saying to you.
Would
But
you
now
have?
you're jumping
Would
into
you
a
have,
subject
brother?
of time.
Listen close. Listen close. If I would have said Allahu alam to your question of John 17:3, would you have accepted that as an acceptable answer?
In that case, of course not, because it contradicts.
Thank you very much.
the Lord himself.
That's my point. So why the hell should I take your Allahu
Because you're
alam as
asking me
acceptable,
freaking
bro?
astronomy questions. I'm not an astronomist. I don't know everything.
An
about the universe.
astronomist, bro, dude.
Yes.
How time is measured with our universe, like
Yes,
period.
but
All
okay,
time is
dude.
measured that way. So
Okay.
you said no, it's not. Okay, so how else is it measured? And then you said
Okay, dude,
you said there is another way to measure it. You made a positive claim. I said, okay, what? How? And then you said, I don't know. So you said I know and I don't know. That's a contradiction.
Okay, sure, I will grant you that. But now I'm saying to you, listen to me carefully, okay? What I'm saying is, I'm saying according to the Islamic teachings, before the world was made, in some sort of way, Allah created our souls, and He asked us some questions before humanity began.
Yeah. Do you remember
our souls
this?
existed. No, but that's what Allah says, according to the Islamic paradigm.
Why
according
should
to
we
the
believe
Islamic
this,
teaching.
bro?
So
Why
you
should we
believe.
believe? Why should we believe
Dude,
this?
it's like saying, why should we believe Christianity? Like
No, that's not like saying the same
that's
thing.
exactly
No.
it. Because I'm saying according to the Islamic teachings, this is the case.
So by you saying you existed
Whether
prior
it's
to
true or
by
not
you
is
saying
irrelevant in this
by
case. That's
you
what I'm
saying
pointing
you
out.
existed prior to the universe would literally mean you're eternal. Because how can
No.
you exist prior to creation?
No.
So when did creation start?
Do you think everything started with the universe beginning?
Well, I mean,
everything.
creation can't exist without the universe. So yeah.
Okay, can't exist? Are you sure about that?
Can you exist without the universe?
Is the pen, according to Islam, is the pen a creation?
What?
According to the Islam, is the pen a creation? Yes or no?
What are you talking? You talking about Allah's pen?
Yes. Is that a creation or not?
Wait. So I'm just curious. Is
Answer
the
the question.
Hold on. When you say
Yes or
pen,
no? Is it
I
a
need.
creation?
Hold on, bro. I need to know what you're talking about. The pen that he created, is it like what humans use as a pen? It's like a little bar of ink that's inside a little thing, and it has a little
Maybe
point.
It can be a pen that humans use.
So
Answer the
Allah.
question.
So did Allah create?
You don't need the details of the pen.
I just
answer
want
the
to
damn
make sure
question,
we're on the same page. So did Allah create an object that's sold at Staples prior to creation?
It talks about him creating something.
So when I
yes.
go to Staples and I see pens, that's the
doesn't-
same thing
Dude, I'm
Allah
gonna make a
created
point.
first.
I'm gonna make a point. Just answer the damn question.
I just
dude.
want to know
Why
when
are
I
you
go to
dodging the
Staples,
question?
when I go to Staples and I go to the pen section, is that the
Dude,
same? Is that the same
listen to
type
me.
of pen that was created before
Daryl,
everything?
Listen to me. Listen to the damn question. I'm asking you: was the pen created before the universe? Yes or no?
Bro, if you mean talking about
Answer
an
the
object
question.
that's being sold at Staples, like that type of pen?
It doesn't matter. Is it
What do you
something?
mean? I just want to, bro. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. Like, there's a whole pen section at Office Depot. You know,
Okay,
that type of pen was created first before all creation.
Details of the pen and answer the damn question.
Well, I want to know what we're talking about, bro. You're asking me about is it an eternal pen? Is it not an eternal pen? Like,
I'm gonna make it very
is it the same type of pen, or was it like a feather that you put with an ink and then you do that one?
You don't need the details. I'm asking you a question. Dude,
bro, I don't know how to answer that question, bro, because it's hard for me to imagine.
Okay, but
it's hard for me to imagine that before all creation, Allah was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a big pen, I'm gonna make a little plastic object with an ink jar in it, and then and this is gonna be my first creation. And by the way, the humans are gonna who are not Muslim, by the way, are going to come up with the same invention that I did. Holy crap.
Can I ask you a question?
Thank you for the money gun. Appreciate it. Thank you for the money gun. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the money gun. Appreciate that.
I know you're shivering right now. Don't be scared. I'm asking you a simple question.
Oh my god, bro. Go on YouTube. You'll see, bro. I'm very scared. You're right. Holy crap.
Answer the question, dude.
Actually, come on YouTube. Come look. My hands are shaking right now. I'm shivering of this pen that Allah created.
Can something eternal be created? Yes or no? Can something eternal be created? Yes or no?
Bro, is it look, when I look
Answer the question, dude.
Does the pen have ink in it?
Answer the question. I'm asking you. Can something be created?
I just need one question answered. Does the pen have ink in it or no?
You don't need the details, dude. I'm asking you a question.
So what are you asking me about? If it doesn't have ink, how is it a pen?
Listen, forget the pen for a second. I'm asking you, can something be
Frostbite,
created?
bro, with the crazy gift. Thank you so much, bro. Hey, we gotta do a copyright for that one, bro. We gotta do a copyright for that one. This is crazy, bro. Holy crap.
Best morning live on YouTube and TikTok.
We gotta go copyright with that one. Crazy gift, man. Thank you so much. Allah created a pen, bro. Allah was running a Staples before he created it. Holy crap. Woo! Let's go, man. R.I.P. Young Dolph, man. Crazy, man.
Bear, can you hear me? Can answer? Answer the question.
What's up, brother? Sorry, man. People sending me gifts, man. They're enjoying the live.
No problem. I'm being respectful. I'm asking you a simple question. Can something eternal be created?
Can something eternal be created? I don't know, because it seems like we're eternal. So in my worldview, no. In your worldview, maybe.
We ain't. Listen to me. That's why I'm gonna make a point. Listen to me. I'm saying to you. So when something is created, it isn't eternal, okay? Right? And you said that when it comes to us human beings, we must be eternal because we were created before the universe. But I'm giving you a specific example from the Quran by the pen.
Thank you for the money gun. Appreciate it. Appreciate the money gun, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the money gun. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I'm saying, according to the Quran, the pen was created before the universe began.
Thank you for the money. Thank you for the money gun, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the money gun. Appreciate it.
So therefore, according to Islam, something can be created before the universe, as we see, and it doesn't necessarily have to be eternal.
Bro, I don't believe in a pen with ink.
Okay, but
was created before.
You did an internal critique, right?
Did the pen have? All right, yeah, let's do an internal critique. Did the pen have ink?
We don't have the details of the pen, but it says it is.
What was the pen? How? A pen is it true that a pen is used for a piece in order to be able to write on another object?
Listen, dude, forget the object for a second. The Quran clearly.
Bro, how does this make sense? How does it make sense? How does it make sense that Allah created something that humans created on their own later on?
Forget the pen. I'm saying simple. This literally proves my point that something, forget the object, can be created before the universe.
Brother, this doesn't. But
There's
this doesn't.
no issues in that.
But there is an issue because what kind of like is it? Is it one of those like clicky
You
pens?
don't need the details, dude.
Thank you for the
One hand on my money, one hand on my buddy. That's the
Oh man!
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Thank you so much for the money gun, man. That's a copyright though, bro. Hey,
Notice how you just
hey,
jump from the Bible, dude.
JJ, do you like Future? You like Gucci? Do you like Gunna? Like, who do you like?
Me?
Yeah, who do you listen to, bro?
I don't necessarily listen to music, you know.
Out of those three, which one would you pick? If you did listen to music, which one would you pick? Future, Young Dolph again, Gucci, or Gunna? Which would
I used to listen to music before, but I'm trying to quit.
When you did you listen to Future?
No, I just fuck with Drake.
With Drake? Okay, I got you, bro. We got you on Drake, man. Here we Thank you for the money gun. We're in the copyright now. Let's go.
Best morning live on
Hey, this
YouTube and
is
TikTok.
from the request of our Muslim friend. Talking about a pen that Allah created. Thank you so much. We're in the copyright, man. We're gonna have to deal with YouTube later. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Going crazy with the gifts, man. See, when they go crazy with the gifts, I have to go copyright level, man. Like, we're gonna have to deal with YouTube on that. So good selection, JJ. Thank you for that. JJ, like, I'm trying to understand this pen. This pen is supposed to be like the center of the rebuttal of eternal or existing prior and anything, but I just don't know. I just don't know. I can't comprehend this pen. This doesn't make sense. Well, like, it doesn't make sense to me, brother.
Does it make sense for you to eat your God?
So now you're gonna shift. You're not gonna talk about the
I'm
pen
not
no
gonna
more.
shift. I'm gonna make a point because everything doesn't have to make sense according to your own religion.
It does. When it comes
Okay,
when it comes to our belief, we can actually make sense of that. So can you make sense of the pen, please? Can you make sense of the pen?
Any shape or form makes sense to eat
Hey,
your
thank
God.
you so much. We got another money gun, man. We going crazy, bro. Going crazy. Oh my God.
The best morning, the best morning live.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. We gotta go Future now. We can't be playing the same songs. Thank you, man, so much. And then we got another money gun. First level, non-copyright. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor, for the money gun. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. All right, brother. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Thank you. Can you go ahead and make and prove to me how it makes sense to eat your God?
Well, I don't want to shift topics because it doesn't make sense that Allah made a
but your
pen.
criteria for the pen is that it have to make sense. I'm asking you, can you explain how it makes sense?
Oh, so you agree it doesn't make sense that he made a pen?
No, I'm not agreeing, but I'm
Okay,
just
so if it does make sense, tell me how it makes sense that he made a pen.
how it makes sense?
Yeah.
Because he's all powerful. He can create whatever he wants.
Oh my God, bro. Thank you for the money gun. Appreciate it. Victor, thank you so much.
Does it contradict?
Thank you so much.
The best morning live.
Thank you so much for the money gun. Yeah, bro. So if it makes sense, like you would be able to like parse it out there. Like what pen is this? Does it have ink in it?
Just a second, bro.
And if he created a pen, which part did he create first? Was it like the little ink jar, the little metal point, the plastic covering, the ink inside the pen? Because you would agree that the pen is a composite thing, right? It has multiple parts and then it comes together. So which part did he create first? Did he create them all at the same time? And which pen do we have that humans created are going to be like in line with Allah's pen? Like if we go to Staples where they have a variety of pens, which one would be more in line with Allah's pen? Yeah, well, he had to create the big company first. Yeah, so maybe the big company came first. All right, JJ, thanks for coming, bro. Appreciate it. You sound like a nice guy, bro. We had to troll a little bit today because these answers are crazy. Oh, an erasable pen might be that would have been cool. You know? Maybe it is an erasable pen. Those things are rare. Those things are rare. So if it was an erasable pen, he had a ballpoint pen. Yeah. So like that's the part that's just confusing to me. He created a pen. A pen is made of parts. So which part was created? There's just separate beings come together compositely. What's up?
What's up, Bear?
What's up, man? What faith are you?
Muslim.
All right, bro. What you got?
I just want you to explain how the Trinity is logical. You said that the Trinity is logical. Jesus is God, not Allah. Like, how does the Trinity make sense? As someone that would want to be converting to Christianity, I'm just saying hypothetically, obviously I don't want to. Hypothetically, why would Christianity be appealing to someone over a religion that preaches one God, no partners, tawheed, simplicity? The attractiveness of worshiping one God with no partners is the reason why Islam is the #1 growing religion in the world. Why
So
would
is
someone
everything
wanna-
that's attractive true?
Of course not.
Okay, bro. So then that's not a point. It's just subjective.
It is. It's still a point.
So-
It's very especially
Brother, you're
especially-
bringing a bunch of points. I'm going to just address the first one, and then we can talk about how your God makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to me at all. So
Okay.
I could flip the question back, but let's deal with the first question you had. You said, how is it logical? Well, it doesn't violate any of the laws of logic unless you can demonstrate that it does.
Are you saying that from a bias standpoint, or do you have evidence to support that?
Well, I mean, the claim for me to prove a negative, I'm saying it does not violate any of the laws of logic. In order to prove that I'm wrong about that, the burden will be on to you to prove that it does, the positive.
Okay. For example, first I want to clarify what the past guest was here. I don't know what his point was. I don't know what he wasn't specific at all. Before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mankind, he created something called al-qalam, which is the pen, and the pen wrote in the preserved tablet everything that was going to happen, everything that will happen, and so on and so forth. So when he talked about creating a pen, I don't know why he didn't specify more on that.
Brother,
point.
why are you shifting to the pen, dude? Can you tell me how the Trinity is illogical?
I'm not shifting. I just said
Can you tell me how the Trinity is illogical, please?
Relax.
No, you relax. You relax. I don't need you to clarify that. I asked you a question.
It's not for
I
you.
asked you. Well, dude, you don't. This is not your live. This is not your live.
Relax. I'm here. I'm coming.
Okay, so bro,
So
chill,
wait, do you
bro.
believe? So do you believe that the Spirit? Do you believe that the Spirit, the Son, and the Father all have the same exact knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, so if the Spirit, the Son, and the Father all have the same exact knowledge, that would have to mean that they're one, right? They all share the same conscience. They all know the same things, right?
Yes, they share the same nature. Yes.
No, not nature, knowledge. I'm saying like they all know
Knowledge
the
is a
same
bro. Having a mind that knows all things is a property of nature.
No, I'm saying logically, right? If me and you are two different human beings, but for us to have been one, we would have to share not only essence, we would have to share our conscience, we would have to share the same DNA, we would have to share the same genetics for us to be one. We have to be the same, right? We're all equal, we're one. We will have to share not only essence, we have to share multiple properties on a high level for us to be the same, because we're saying they're the same, right?
In order for us to be the same, we would have to have the same identical nature.
Okay, so for us, and I'm going to assume consciousness is a part of that, right?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so how could the Son not know what the Father knew if they're the same?
He did know.
How did he know if he says in the Bible, the Father knows what I know not?
Where does he say the Father knows what I know not? Give me that quote, please.
Let me find it.
This dude just made up a Bible verse. That's crazy.
Okay, so if I could find it, would I be lying still?
Go ahead, find it. Let's go to the super chats in the meantime. Thank you so much for the super chat. Christ is God of all. Thank you so much. May the Lord bless you all. Thank you, Habibi. Appreciate it. Big Carnage, thank you so much for the super chat. I would go to the Bible study, but it's 2 a.m. for me. No worries, brother. You don't have to come to the. Hold on, bro. Can you see I'm doing something, man? Go find the verse that doesn't exist.
No, I have it. Go ahead.
Okay, give me 1 second. Dylan, thank you so much for the super chat. Alhamdulillah, the first Muslim. The pen is the first Muslim. Wow, that's a good point. Mr. Gabe, thank you so much for the super chat. Now we know why the pen is mightier than the sword. Amen, brother. That's exactly right. So this verse is going to say, the Father knows what I know not, right?
No, that's why. Can I speak?
So it doesn't say that.
Can I speak?
So it doesn't say that because that's what you said it said.
I know, but I'm saying, can I speak?
Yeah, but I just want you. I don't want you to. Hold on. I don't want you to divert because you were looking for. You said there was a verse. You said there was. I just want to remind the audience. You said there was a verse that Jesus says the Father knows what I know not. Okay, and that's what. And you said you're going to find it to prove you're not a liar because I said you made that up. And now you're going to show us the verse where it says that. Go ahead.
Okay. That's why multiple times when I started my sentence, I started with for. I was going to say, forgive me. I meant the Father knows the hour that I know not. He was saying the Father knows the hour. Forgive me. I made a mistake.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay. So what does that mean?
Yeah. It just, if you read the context, he is just saying that it chooses not to reveal it. You could look at the Greek. Oiden has a semantical range. Oiden is a knowledge through revelation. So when he says that the Son does not know, he is telling the disciples who are asking him when he will return that he is not going to reveal it to them. If you keep reading the next verses, the analogy that he gives of a master returning, he is the master that comes back home, and it's obvious that a master would know when he comes back. So therefore, it means, even in the Greek, with, like I said, with that word oiden, that he is choosing not to reveal it to the disciples.
Okay, because in the Quran we have tafsir too, which are breakdowns of the verses, right? So if I'm going, you obviously understand the context, which is why you're trying to explain it to me. But so if I'm clear, the verse specifically says, "The Father knows the hour that I know not," right? And then you saying
that's not what it says, but
okay, if I'm going to, I was paraphrasing, but the exact verse says, "But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father," correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're saying that the context of that, I don't know where the context came from for you to say, oh, that means that he just didn't want to, what's the name? He just didn't want to reveal it.
The context starts in verse 4.
Okay, but him saying that I don't know, not even the angels in heaven know, not even the Son, because we're assuming that Jesus is the Son of God by your belief. Him saying that I don't know, how does that mean that he did not want to reveal it?
Okay, so you didn't listen. You didn't listen to my explanation, did you?
No, I listened to your explanation, but it contradicts what the Bible itself says.
No, it's not, because you didn't read the context, did you?
You just explained the context, and I'm letting you know that does not make sense.
I didn't explain the full context.
Okay,
I said if you read,
explaining to me why.
But why wouldn't you read the context?
You're explaining to me
why wouldn't you read the context, bro?
Off of the prompt, you're explaining to me why the Trinity is
logical. I'm just claiming. No, brother, no. This is the prompt doesn't mean that I'm going to put you in a classroom and start explaining Christianity to you. No, that's not what that means. I just made a claim. The burden of proof is on you to prove that it's illogical. You brought a verse that you brought a verse that you have no idea what the context is about. So therefore, you're disqualifying yourself to even bring the verse.
That's not disqualifying. You just said your book is the Bible. Christians believe in the Bible and respect the Bible and use that as your revelation, correct? The Bible clearly says, you're trying to use the context to try to change what it means. It clearly says the Father knows the hour, not the angels, not the Son. And now you've brought your context saying that means that he just did not reveal it. That does not make sense.
Did you admit to me earlier? Did you admit to me earlier you don't know the context of this?
I did admit that.
Okay, so here's I'm going to give you the context. Verse 4. Read verse 4. Assuming you're in Mark 13, right?
Verse 4 in Mark 14.
That's where you were, right? Mark 13, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, go to verse 4.
Okay, I'm here.
Read it.
Tell us when will these things be, and what will be the sign when all these things are about to be accomplished?
Okay, so then they're asking about his return because they know that in his return there will be judgment, right? Okay. From verse 5 all the way to 32, he gives things that are going to happen in the future, including timelines. Verse 30. Read verse 30. There's a timeline there.
We're still in Mark 13, correct?
Yes. Read verse 30.
Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place.
Okay. So a generation would mean, in the Jewish terms, 40 years. So he's saying within 40 years, these things are going to happen. So
Okay.
he's giving a bunch of things that he knows are going to happen in the future, and he gives a timeline to that. Then he goes to, then we get to verse 31 and then 32, the verse that you're putting in question. Now read verse 33 to 35. The next three verses. We'll read 33 first. Just 33. It's a short one.
Be on guard.
Is that it?
Keep awake.
Thank you. Who is he talking to in the context?
I have no idea. Who's he talking to? The disciples?
Who asked? Of course, the disciples are the ones that asked him the question in verse 4.
Okay,
Right?
continue.
So he's ordering the disciples to keep guard and stay awake. Right? Now read verse 34.
He says, the man is going on a journey. What?
So you're not going to read it.
No, I'm
You're going to read the first
no.
three words and say, "What? I don't
wait,
understand."
wait,
Read the verse.
No, because I don't have a physical Bible, so I'm using a website to read from the Bible, and I don't think, they're not giving me a specific. I don't own a Bible.
Dude, go to Bible Gateway, man. It's not that difficult, man.
That's exactly what I'm on.
So Bible Gateway didn't give you the whole
Okay,
verse.
here we go.
Come
Here we
on,
go. I'm
man.
sorry. Okay, it's like a man going away. He leaves his house and puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned tasks, and tells the one at the door to keep watch.
Okay. So in this analogy, a man goes on a journey and he has servants, right? So that means this man that's going away is the master. And then his servants, he gives a command. What's the command he gives the one keeping at the door?
To keep watch.
Okay. Is that the same thing he told his disciples?
Yes.
Okay. So the disciples are the servants that are keeping watch, right?
Okay.
The servants of the master that gave him the command, correct?
Okay.
Read verse 35.
Now the Passover and the festival of the unleavened bread were only 2 days away, and the chief priests and the teachers of the law
you went too far, bro. Verse 35.
You said verse 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mark 13.
Yes. That's not verse 35, bro.
Apologies. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back, whether in the evening or at midnight, or when the rooster crows or at the dawn.
Okay. Who's the master of the house in this analogy? Christ, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does the master not know when he's going to come back?
I don't know, because I don't believe that those are two different people.
And the analogy, would it make sense that the master has no clue when he's going to come back?
Like I said, it's two different people, so I'm not sure.
In an analogy of a master returning, does a master not know when he's going to come back?
He should know when he's going to come back, yeah.
Thank you. Does anybody, in an analogy, does anybody tell the master when to go back home?
No, no one has to.
Who decides when he comes back in the analogy of the master?
The father.
No, in the analogy of the master, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the analogy that he's giving. In the analogy of the man going on a journey and leaving his servants with a command, he's the master. Who tells the master when to come home?
You're trying to refute the other.
Who tells the master? No, I'm not trying to refute anything. I'm just giving you context. I'm giving you context. I'm giving you context. I'm giving you context. Brother,
we can't disregard that.
Brother, be quiet. Because now you see the context. This is why you're acting this way. Because this is why I didn't want to waste my time explaining the context to you. Because even if I explain the context to you, you're going to say, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. Because if you remember, I want you to be quiet, because I'm going to give you the reason why I'm giving you this, and then you can respond to this. And if you're going to keep saying nuh-uh, then the conversation's over. You can respond though, if you have a good response to this. I gave you the reason why you're misunderstanding the verse if you isolate verse 32. Because if you look at the word oiden, it has a semantical range. By the way, somebody can use that word by saying, I'm choosing not to reveal it to you. Which in the context of these things would mean that. Because in verse 4, they ask about his return, and then he gives all these things that he knows, including prophecies in the future and timelines. And then he says, as far as his return, he's including himself of not knowing oiden because he's not going to reveal it. And we know this further because he gives an analogy or a parable of a master who is returning, which you know there's no one that tells the master when to come home, and the master knows when he's going to come home. Therefore, given the context, we could look at verse 32 as him saying he is not choosing not to reveal it. That's all in support of my response. Now you're just going to say, no, he doesn't know. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
You think that you just made a crazy point that justifies
You gonna repeat
the
it?
meaning of that verse? I am going to.
Okay.
In the Quran, there is no contradictions. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly says something, there isn't going to be another.
Are you
verse
gonna?
where it
Hey,
tells
what did I just say? Okay, you gonna refute what I said, bro? I don't care about that. I don't know why the Quran came in here. I don't know why the Quran.
Point, and now I'm getting interrupted.
Get the hell out of here, bro. Kick rocks. He did exactly what I said he was gonna do, right? This is why sometimes we don't waste our time with these people, man. We don't waste our time with these people, bro. We just don't. We just don't. This is why. Crazy. Oh, well, the Quran doesn't have contradictions. It doesn't have contradictions, right? What the hell does that got to do with what I just said, man? What's up, the man on YouTube?
Hey, boss. How you doing? Salam alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hey, brother. I just saw your live chat. I'm fairly new to your channel, but I just had 3 questions in terms of Christianity and in the book of Job. I don't know if you saw my chat there, but I was going to ask you these 3 questions and then reference the book of Job to see if this is something that it can, determine whether or not Christianity is in fact the true way.
Wait, what? What did you see in Job?
Yeah. So if you look at Job, I guess my first question would be, would you consider following the footsteps of Satan evil?
I mean, I don't know what you mean following the footsteps of Satan. You saying
Just like
is
anything
everything?
Satan does, his direction of travel, anything like that.
I mean, he is evil, so sure.
Okay. So my next question would be, would you consider any symbol or concept that depicts that evil as well?
Any symbols or concepts? I don't know. You have to give me context of what you're talking about, because there's a lot of things here, and the reason why I'm asking, like, what do you mean by this and that? Like,
no, I'm just saying.
I would even have to know like what you mean by evil to begin with. How do you define evil?
Is just that.
Excuse me. How do you define evil? How do you define evil?
Well, if you give me a second, just because I'm trying to get more understanding from you.
I understand, but these questions are all reliant that we are on the same page as far as our definition of evil, right? So we could be talking past each other right now. So I'm just making sure we're not. How do you define evil? Satan. Okay, no, that's not how I define evil.
But you just said that you would consider following.
That's why evil. I'm saying yes, but that's why I'm saying I want to clear up
that definition.
The man, can you let me talk, please? Thank you.
Go ahead.
That's why I'm asking for the definition of evil, because I can see by your line of questioning we may not have the same definition, and I was right. Your definition of evil is just Satan. Dude, I don't even know if that's an Islamic belief of what evil is. So I don't define evil in that way. So
so I would agree with you on my first question. That's how we're defining it. So now we're on the same page, correct? When I asked you the first question.
What?
When I asked you the first question, following in the footsteps of Satan, you would consider evil. You said yes. I would agree.
Yes, but I don't think no, that's not our definition. How defining evil as I'm gonna reject every other question. If you're saying that evil means Satan, then I reject. I don't think we can actually discuss this.
No, brother, I didn't say that. In my first question, I asked.
Dude, okay, so what's the definition of evil then?
In my first question, I asked specifically, following in the footsteps of Satan is considered evil to you. You said yes. I'm agreeing with you that.
And how do you define evil, bro? And how do you define evil?
Okay, I'll define it for you. Let's go to Job chapter 1, verse 6 to 7.
What's the definition of evil, bro?
Anything that follows in the footsteps of Satan, like my first question.
That's not the definition of evil, bro. That's not the definition of evil. Do I
We're not.
have to
Look,
follow in Satan's
you've already
footsteps to be evil?
considered what
Do
evil
I
is
have
by
to
answering my
follow?
first question,
No, I
brother.
don't. Do I have to follow the footsteps of evil of
Okay,
Satan to be
okay,
evil?
I don't know what evil is. Entertain me then. Tell me what it is.
Then how can we have this conversation if you don't know what it
Because
is?
you've already defined it when you answered my first question, man. Let's be honest here.
I did not define it. I was
Yes, you
just
did.
agreeing off of my definition that you don't even know.
Okay, I agree with your definition. I asked you a question:
So-
is following
so-
the footsteps of Satan evil? You
My
said yes.
definition. Okay,
So
you
that's
agree.
what we're gonna
You
go
agree
off
with my.
of.
Okay, we're just gonna go. You're a mind reader. You know what my definition of evil is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
then-
I don't define evil as Satan, but yeah, go ahead. What's your
Okay,
questions? Let's see
okay.
how this goes.
Okay, that's a Christian saying you don't define Satan as evil. Got it. Okay, so let's move forward. My last question would be Job chapter 1, verse 6 through 7, and Job chapter 2, verse 1 through 2. They specifically show the direction of travel that Satan was partaking in when God was questioning him. Are you capable of drawing out that symbol for us?
Wait, hold on. You think
That direction of
when
travel
you
for us?
when you say in Job chapter 1, you're mentioning Satan. Who do you think that's referring to?
In Job chapter 1, verses 6 through 7, God is talking to the Elohim, the sons of God,
Mm-hmm.
and Satan is amongst them. And God asked
What is
him,
what does
God
the word,
asked
what does the
Satan,
word Satan mean to you?
God asked Satan, he says,
What does the
where are
word
you coming
Satan
from, Satan?
mean to you, bro?
If you let me finish, I'm gonna answer that question. Just let me finish. He says, where are you coming from, Satan? He says, from traveling to and fro in the earth and up and down it. And if you draw that, he says it again in Job chapter 2, verse 1 through 2, the exact
What
same
does the word
thing,
Satan
actually.
mean?
So if you actually draw out that trajectory of his
What does the
travel,
word Satan mean?
can you do that for us?
What does the word Satan
That's my
mean?
question.
What is the
'Cause
word?
I'm
I
honestly
just want
thinking
to. I
about
just want to
converting
know
to
who do you
this.
think? Who do you
I'm honestly
think
thinking
this
about converting to
person?
Christianity, but
Who
I
do
need
you
this
think?
question answered
Who do
first.
you think that is being identified as Satan here in the divine council? Who do you think this is?
The evildoer, the one who deceives humanity. That's the one
Okay,
we're
what
talking.
what makes you think that that's him?
Okay, so this is your Bible. Are you saying it's not him?
It might not be. How do you know
Okay,
it
can you
is?
prove to me that it's not? Or,
Well, the word.
or
Well,
can we
you're
move
the one.
forward with
You're
my
the one that's
questioning?
making the.
I just want
You're
my
the one.
questions
You're the
answered
one
so I
that.
can
You're the one that's making the
determine whether or
positive.
not
Hello, bro. I'm not gonna.
I'm trying to come to
I'm gonna start
Christianity,
muting you
you're
if
not
you if
helping
you're gonna
me.
keep interrupting me, bro. I'm gonna start muting. So I don't want to have to start doing that.
Well, can you answer my
How
question?
you're the one making the positive claim that this is the one that deceived humanity? How do you know this?
Because that's what it says, Satan. And it's defined
Do
all
you
throughout the
think
Bible
what
that Satan is the
what
one
does
who's
this
the
is why I
deceiver.
asked. This is why I said earlier. Do you think that the one that deceived humanity is always that Satan is always identified as that?
What else is he identified as?
What does the word Satan mean in Hebrew, bro?
But dude, okay, so you want me
So
to
you don't
jump
know.
through it? You want me
So
to
you don't
jump
know.
through a series of
It's okay
definitions
if you don't know.
rather than just answering my three
It's okay
questions
if
I
you
had
don't
for you?
know. Just put down your pride and say, I don't know. I don't know what Satan means.
You're trying to shift gears here. Can you answer my questions?
I'm not. I'm trying to get
You're
you to
trying
prove your
get me to
claim.
define things because now all of a sudden Satan's not bad.
Satan just means adversary.
Okay,
That's
so
all that
adversary.
means.
Okay, adversary, which means you shouldn't follow him, correct?
Okay.
Which when you answered my first
So
question,
there's an
brother, when
adversary.
you answered my first
There's an
question,
adversary in the divine council. There's somebody that is not in agreement with God.
okay,
How does that make him the one that deceived humanity?
okay, because when I first asked you my first question, you had already agreed that that person was evil. So now
I didn't
you're
know,
trying to redefine
brother.
who Satan is.
I don't.
So
Now
you
we're
won't
talking about it.
you
We're
can
talking about the
avoid my
context of a
questions.
story, though. We're talking
You're
about the
caught,
context
man.
of a
You're
story.
trying to avoid my questions. You already defined it by answering my first question. When I
What
asked
did you
specifically,
catch? What did you catch me in?
brother, bear the image. I asked you specifically in my first question: is following the footsteps of Satan, do you consider evil? You said yes, which means
Yes,
you already
but then
defined
after
the
after
person
the
and
first
their
question.
actions as evil.
All right, brother. Here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute you now. So when you asked the first question, and I mentioned this earlier. This is why I knew when you started to ask these questions, we are not defining terms the same way. In order to properly debate, we need to have an understanding of terms. So I already knew that your definition of evil was different from mine. I already knew that your assumptions of what Satan means is different. Okay. Just because it says Satan on there doesn't necessarily mean he's the one that deceived humanity. And maybe it is, but I want to know, how do you know that this is the one that deceived humanity or not? That's what I want to know. Because Satan is not, I believe Solomon in the Bible is called a Satan. Peter is called Satan in the Bible. So I don't understand. Satan is not a name. It's not a proper name, even in Islam, by the way. It's not a proper name. So it means, in I believe in Arabic, if it comes from the Hebrew, it means adversary, shaitan. So there's somebody who is an adversary, who is not in agreement with God in the divine council. How is this the one that deceived humanity? Can you substantiate that?
Okay, so the reason that we know this is the one that is deceiving humanity is because the verses that I quoted, brother, this very Satan, which is the Hebrew, this very Satan has access to heaven, because it literally tells you that. And number one, the first question I asked you,
why would that mean? Is he the only? Is Satan the only one that has
if you
access
don't mind,
to heaven?
can I finish answering your
Well,
question?
I want to go one. I want to
Just
go
let me
one
finish
point. I
answering
want
your
to go
question.
one point at a time, though. How does that first point prove anything?
For what do you mean?
That he has access to heaven. What does that prove?
It proves that it's the Satan that's deceiving all of humanity.
Do
That has
angels
the
have
prowess,
access
that
to
has
heaven?
the prowess to deceive all of humanity, because he has access to heaven.
Do angels have access to heaven?
Yes, but now we're getting off subject here. Can I get to my three questions?
Brother, listen, dude. Like, seriously, bro, let's think critically here. You said that having access to heaven proves that it's Satan, but then you admitted that there's others that have access to heaven. So how does this prove that it's Satan just because he has access to heaven?
Is not the topic. Satan is. So by
You
virtue
brought
of
up
Satan,
the point. You brought up the point of having
so you
access
use
to
Solomon.
heaven.
Did Solomon
You brought up the point of having access to heaven. There's others that have access to heaven. So how does this prove that this is Satan, the one that you're referring to?
Okay, again, I'm going to answer this question. So please give me time to answer without interrupting. You used an example of Solomon being a type of Satan to show that there are different types of Satan. And you're asking me, how can this be the one I'm referring to?
Literally means
the one that deceives all of humanity. So I'm telling you, because he has access to heaven, that's the Satan that came from heaven, that was cast down from heaven, because he had access to it in the book of Job that I'm referring to. And when you defined it by admitting that Satan is evil, that's the Satan we're talking about.
Yeah, you're trying to
redefine it so you can shoo away from me.
No, bro, we don't have the same beliefs, bro. That's the problem. We can't have this conversation. We can't have this conversation of, bro. Okay, please be quiet, dude. I'm gonna go back to the point of having access to heaven. You brought that as a point to prove that this is the one that deceived humanity. How does this prove that this is the Satan that deceived humanity? Having access to heaven. Please respond.
I'm sorry, my tech was going crazy a little bit. Can you repeat that question?
How does having access to heaven prove that this is the Satan that deceived humanity?
Because it says who this in the book of Job, the chapters that I quoted, chapter 1, verse 6 through 7, and chapter 2, verses 1 through 2, it states that Satan was amongst the Elohim, the sons of God. And when God had questioned him, he said he was going to and fro on the earth and up and down it. The only Satan, you can say it's Solomon and all these other people and all these different types of Satan, but the only Satan I know that has access to heaven and earth is the Satan that deceives the world. Can we move forward now?
So are fallen angels, did they come from heaven?
Oh my God. Now we got to go to fallen angels. Can I get my question answered?
Did fallen angels? No, because your point doesn't prove anything. Doesn't prove anything.
I haven't made a point because I started off with 3 questions for you, which you haven't answered.
Are fallen angels, brother, listen to my question. According to Jewish and Christian belief, are fallen angels adversaries of God?
I'll answer your question, but then can you answer mine? Yes, fallen angels are adversaries. Yes.
Okay, so the word for adversary in Hebrew is Satan, or what we would say in the transliteration for English, Satan. So then there are other types of Satan that have access to heaven, right?
Yes. Okay. So according to
so how does this prove this is the one that deceived humanity? I'm listening.
Okay. Let's say it's not. Let's say your definition of Satan is different from mine, and yours is the correct version.
Okay,
can we go with that?
You can't. So now you admit this is not. You can't prove that this is the one that deceived humanity. Okay. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Now what's next?
Okay. So let's say it's your version of Satan. Let's say
I didn't give a version. Right? I didn't give a version I didn't give an interpretation of who this was.
But you did when you answered my first question.
Brother, you understand, dude, you're holding on to the first question when we began the conversation like your life depends on it. Dude, now, when I answered the first question, I made the assumption that we were under the same definition of evil. After the second or third question, I realized we're not on the same ideologies here. We don't agree on the same terms.
Okay, can you define it
Therefore,
for me?
I'm going to
I'm wrong, you're right. Can you define
I
it?
retracted what I was saying because I don't know what you mean by evil. I don't know what you mean by anything. You haven't given me a definition of evil. All you said was Satan. That's all you said. But yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Let's proceed.
Okay, so if that's the case, when I asked my first question and you said that yes, you consider it evil, can you now define what you consider evil then? The footsteps, because I asked specifically, is following in the footsteps of Satan evil? You said yes. So can you define what you think is evil with the following footsteps of Satan? And then answer whether or not you can draw the symbol of Satan's direction in the book of Job.
Anything that's not in line with the will of God.
Is okay. So the footsteps, so you're saying to me that the footsteps of Satan that you consider evil is anything that doesn't align with the will
I don't
of
know
God.
what you mean. I don't know who you mean by Satan anymore. So we're just talking about evil. You wanted my definition of evil is anything that's not in line with the will of God.
I asked specifically in regards to the footsteps of Satan.
Brother, you asked me my definition of evil. How do I define evil?
Okay, so
I gave you my definition of
you
evil.
said not following the will of God. Okay.
Anything that's not in line with the will of God.
Okay, so now then can you give me your definition of Satan so we can move forward?
Satan is just an adversary.
Okay, so
would you say that an adversary because I go against, I'm opposing you. So I'm a Satan. Gotcha. You're a Satan to me because you're opposing me.
Gotcha. So would you say that this particular adversary that you're talking about is an adversary that does not follow the will of God?
I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could just mean an angel that's not in agreement with God at the moment, which we know he's not because he doesn't agree with Job being faithful.
Okay, I asked you the definition of evil and I asked you your definition of Satan. And you said Satan is adversary and evil is something that does not do is
somebody,
anything
an adversary can be an adversary, brother. Listen. An adversary can just be something.
Questions based on what the definition you gave me.
An adversary can be just something as simple as somebody who is not in agreement with you. So I don't know what you mean by how you're applying this term.
I agree with those definitions, brother. If you stop muting me, I can get to my point. I'm actually agreeing with your definitions.
I don't think you do, bro.
Hold you to them so you can get to my question. I just need my question answered. I don't understand.
Waiting, bro. What's the question?
Okay. So my question again is, can you draw out the directional travel of the book of Job, chapter 1, 6-7, and chapter 2, 1-2? Can you draw out for us Satan's directional travel?
I have no idea what that means, directional travel. You want a GPS? You want a map?
Yeah, bro.
No, can you draw it out on a piece of paper?
I'm not understanding the directional travel you're talking, because I've been listening for like 20 minutes now. The argument is trash. What is your main
I haven't made my argument
Just
yet.
get to it.
I haven't made my argument yet because I'm asking a question.
Just get to the argument, bro.
Who is that on the end? Who is that?
I'm talking. It doesn't matter who it is.
It does matter because you're added to the conversation. I'm asking this brother.
I'm Jabril, bro. Gibra'il. And
you're Gibra'il, huh?
Dude, what do you mean by?
Bro.
Okay, if you allow me, instead of interrupting and diluting the conversation, if you allow me to talk to bear the image.
Dude, what do you mean by directional travel, dude? I don't. You want me to give you like a?
Are you capable of drawing that out for the audience?
No, I'm not. Okay, can you?
Yes, I can. You can bring me on screen if you like.
Okay, bro. I don't care. Okay, what's the argument?
Okay, now I can get to the argument. If you actually look at the verses, it says Satan himself says that he was traveling to and fro in the earth and up and down it. Any person who draws that out, it's a cross. Going to and fro is back and forth, and going up and down.
Oh my!
No way! No way!
Go ahead. This is all. Hit the button. Make it a big deal.
Oh
let's
my
go.
God, bro!
This is what you guys do.
Holy crap, bro!
Draw it out.
Hold on a second, Bear. Please, can I get big screen? Bear,
draw it out. Yeah, big screen. Pull my face up.
Hold on, bro.
My God, bro!
Bear, please
let's go.
let me get big screen.
He's not gonna be able to see it, but we're gonna show.
Oh my God, bro! Hold on a second, guys. Watch this. Watch this. This is
who
his
is
argument.
this? Dog Logic? Is this Dog Logic?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Be quiet. Be quiet.
It does matter.
To and fro?
I'm not gonna be quiet.
Hold on, bro. Stop. You're about to get baked. Is this to and fro?
Wait, what is? How does that? What does that read in Arabic, brother?
Looks like Allah.
Allah. That's going up and down and sideways. Oh my God, I got a restriction because no way I got a restriction because of that, bro.
Bro.
Dude, wait. So when we, that's a good point, the man. When we spell out
Okay.
Allah, are we going up and down and sideways?
Wait, hold
Are
on
we
now.
doing that?
Hold on now. These
Are
verses
we
are coming
doing
from the
that?
Bible. Let's deal with the Bible.
Are we doing that when we spell out Allah
Don't try
in
to switch
Arabic?
the subject to Islam and Allah. We're
I just want
going
to see if
from,
you're going to be
this is from the
consistent with your
Bible.
criteria. Are you going to be
You
consistent?
told me what my point is, and now you're going to Allah. Can we stick to my
I
point?
just want to
which is
say,
the
I'm going to,
Bible?
this is an argument of consistency. Are you going to be
It's
consistent?
not consistency. That's something you
Yes.
randomly
Are
brought up
you
after we had some fun. You're
going to
watching. Your
say
viewers can see
anything
this.
that is
Your viewers can
written
see this.
up and down and
Your
sideways
viewers
that
can
is
see.
going to be evil then too, right?
Your viewers can see that you tried to butcher your own definitions.
Get the
so that
hell
you
out of
wouldn't-
here, bro. Get the hell off my stage, bro. Have a good day, man.
Oh my God, bro. I cannot believe that was his argument.
That was his argument, bro. That was his argument. Thank you for the money, gun.
One hand on my money, one hand on my buddy. That's the AK-47. Make this neighborhood love me. Bullets like
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Don't let that bird. He got a weak stomach.
Thank you so much. Guys, I do got to do a quick restart to the live just because of the restriction. So I'm going to do a quick restart. Everybody come right back. Whoever the next guests are, come right back. I'm going to let the first guest up their request. So I'm going to end it on TikTok and come right back. YouTube, you guys can stay there. I'll be right back. Crazy, man. All of that just to get to the cross going up and down. The cross, bro. These people are nuts. Are nuts. Gabriel, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Satan's cross travels is the stupidest thing ever, bro. It really is, man. It really is. And then thank you also for the 2-month membership, Mr. Gabe, a good wife from the Lord. Congrats on the wedding. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, don't forget, guys, to hit my fiance a follow. We're trying to get her to 10K. Tomorrow we're gonna try to do a live where she's with me, and we're gonna try to get her to 10K before the wedding. That is the goal on TikTok as followers. So she's been getting ready for the wedding, though. It's been kind of crazy. We got guests coming over and stuff. Just a guy. What's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good.
So,
Are you Muslim?
I want to ask you this. Yes, I'm Muslim.
All right, go ahead.
So before I make my point, I just want to ask like a clarification. Do you agree? Because I've heard a lot of things. Do you agree that Jesus, when he was on earth, he was all powerful?
In his divine nature, he's always all powerful. But
Yes,
in his
yes,
human
yes.
nature, if we're going to be addressing his human nature, no, he's not all powerful.
So when he was a human, was he or was he not?
It depends on what you're talking about. As a person, yes, he's all powerful because he possesses both natures. But if we're just talking about his humanity,
Okay.
no.
Now, okay, do you agree that for X to be God, X must have the highest authority?
X must have the what? You broke up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. For X to be God, X must have the highest authority, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so when in places like John 17:2, or when Jesus gets authority to give eternal life or to forgive sins, how do you accept that when Jesus gets authority, does he have this authority or he just gets it?
That's in reference to his humanity. He received the authority that was originally intended for humans that we failed to grasp. So then when he incarnated, just like it says in Philippians 2, he emptied himself. He did not use any of his divine authority. He earned the human authority that the humans failed to earn for themselves.
Beautiful. So when I give you something, do you have that something already, or do I not just give it?
The authority, you understand that there's two different authorities there, right? The authority of God and then the authority of humanity intended for. It's not the same thing.
Can you explain this a little bit?
Explain what? You think they're
What do you mean by?
You think the authority
if
that
I give
you think
wait,
that the authority
wait,
that he earned is the same as the divine authority that always was?
So you accept that God earned something?
I can accept that God, when he incarnated as a human, earned what humans couldn't earn for themselves. Yes.
So he wasn't all powerful.
But how does that conclude he's not all powerful?
It doesn't, because if I give you something, it means that this something you didn't have it. So if he gets authority from the Father, and if he even asks authority from the Father, then therefore he didn't have that authority before he gets it from the Father.
Okay. So let me give you an analogy here. Okay. An owner of a
Okay.
business, right? He owns the business. He has supreme authority of this business, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And the owner of the business decides, I'm going to go and undercover and become an employee of my own company. Is that possible?
Okay.
Can he do that if he chose
Yeah.
to?
Yes, but that analogy does not go with what you're
Brother,
talking about.
I'm just asking, is it possible for that to happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
And then when he is the employee and he gets promoted, did he earn something within that he already owned?
Yeah, but before he got promoted, he didn't have that thing. That's the problem.
What?
So if
He's the owner of the company. He has supreme authority, but then went through the process of an employee. Why is that not possible?
Wait, what?
The owner of the business, I'm going to start again. We have an
Yes.
owner of a business. He owns the business. He's the top dog, the boss.
Yes.
He decides to go undercover as an employee. Is that possible to happen, or is it impossible to happen?
Well, yeah, why not?
Okay. When he is the employee and then he is given authority by the managers above him, is that possible to happen?
Yep.
Okay. So then what's the issue here, brother? If you just admitted that the authority can be given to even to the one who owns authority, what's the issue?
Well, then we're going to go back to the argument that God cannot become a man, but that's not what we're talking
Okay.
about.
Well, then let's go there then, if that's where it leads.
Okay, I'm asking this question. God cannot. Actually, I'm gonna tell you something, and I just want you to qualify if I've said something wrong. God cannot become a man because it contradicts his nature in almost every attribute of his. Yes or no?
I don't agree with that. No.
Okay, go ahead. Why?
I don't agree with the I don't agree that God can't become a man just because they have contradictory properties. I don't know why that would be
So
not
it would
possible.
be. So wait, God can contradict his attributes. Yes or no?
No.
So did Jesus contradict his attributes?
No.
Yes, he did.
How?
He couldn't save himself.
Who says he couldn't save himself?
Hebrews 5:7.
Okay. So read Hebrews 5:7. Go ahead.
I don't have it in front of me right now. You can read it.
Okay, bro. So be ready for your arguments, bro. Don't just start spewing out stuff. So you're saying that one subject cannot have two natures that contradict that have contradictory properties? Why would that be the case?
Sorry, can you say that again?
You're saying one subject cannot have two natures, because that's what we're talking about, Christ having two natures, that have contradictory properties. You're saying that's impossible.
It's an impossibility, yes.
Okay. So are you one subject and one person?
Yep, I am.
Okay. Do you have a soul and a body?
I do have a soul in the body.
Okay. Is the soul immaterial?
The soul is not 100% me, though. If you're claiming that Jesus' human nature was 100% him and his divine nature,
Is the soul immaterial or not, bro?
What does that mean?
Is it made of matter?
English is not my native language.
I just gave you the definition. If you just listen, regardless of whether you speak English or not, if you listen, you would hear it.
Go ahead.
Immaterial is not made of matter.
What does that mean?
Now you don't know what matter means?
Makhluk. Was it created?
I'm not Arabic, bro. What was created?
Brother, your soul, is it made of material? Can you touch it? Is it physical?
Yeah, my soul? No.
Okay. Your body is a physical.
Yep, it is.
Okay. But they're
my
both.
Soul is not 100. My soul is not 100% me, though. That's the problem.
So when you die, your soul separates from your body. That's not you?
What?
When your soul separates from your body and you go after you die, are you not you anymore?
That it's not right now what I am 100%.
Are you? So you don't become. You're not you anymore when you die. Then.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So then, are you gonna have your body after you die?
Nope, I'm not.
Okay. So then, you are you even after your soul separates, right?
The soul can become 100% me after I die.
The soul can become you, 100% you after you die. Okay. So in one sense,
Right now it's not.
in one sense, you're physical, and in another sense, you're not physical, right?
Right now, yes.
Okay. Is that a contradiction?
It's not, because it's not 100% me in both.
It doesn't matter whether it's 100% you or not. Is that a
Yes,
contradiction?
it does. That's the whole problem. You can't be 100% divine.
Brother,
and
you
100%
said,
created.
listen, brother, you said two contradictory properties cannot be united.
Yep.
Okay. Does the soul and the body have contradictory properties?
The soul, yes, they do.
Okay. And they're united, right? So I want you to say this. I want you to say this with me, okay? Just follow along. Starts with a B.
Yes. Wait a minute,
Okay? You hear that? That means you just refuted yourself. That means you can have two things that have opposing properties be united. So what's the issue with Christ having a divine and a human nature?
Yeah, those things are not 100% me, though.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know what. How does that refute what I'm saying, brother? Go ahead.
It refutes because if we're talking about Jesus' persons, you can't be 100% divine and 100% not divine.
Okay, why?
Because it contradicts.
Huh?
Because you can't.
So Bear, it's funny. I debated and baked a Muslim on this yesterday. They must be listening to the same person, because this is like the third time I've heard this argument. They're saying that because Christ is, or because God is uncreated, that he's eternal, but then we say that Christ is Jesus and that's created, that is a contradiction. But what they're failing to realize is the mode of existence. So, just for instance, Christ as the divine person, is he eternal?
You're asking me?
Of course.
No, he's not. But according to me,
Well,
it's
hold on a
not.
second.
Wait.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is an
I'm not
internal
done.
critique. Hold on.
I'm not done.
This is an internal critique.
According to
You're
me,
going.
oh my God.
I
According
don't
to me,
care.
he's not.
I,
According
I
to
don't
you,
According
care.
he
to
is.
Christians.
I don't
Thank
care.
you. Okay,
I
he
don't care
admitted
if
it.
it's your
He admitted it.
right. Okay.
According to us, he
According to
is.
Christians. Okay,
According
so
to
according to
Christians,
us,
Jesus is
he's
divine, yes.
okay, so he's eternal, right?
According to Christians.
Oh, okay. Now watch this. Is eternality an essential property of the divine nature?
Yes.
Okay. When Christ assumed flesh at an instantiation in time, did he lose his divinity?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that it can be true.
Oh my
It does.
God,
It
bro.
doesn't matter if you don't think it is. That's a fallacy
No,
from
it's not I
incredulity.
don't
Just because it
think.
doesn't
It's
make.
because
Hold on.
it's
Listen, so you can know how to respond.
okay.
It's a fallacy from incredulity. Just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it's not true. You're
Yeah,
doing an internal critique.
that's what I'm saying. I want you to
You're
I want you
doing
to
an
explain to
internal.
me how it
Can you
does
stop talking?
make sense. Okay, go ahead.
Can you stop talking? You're doing an internal critique of our position. That's the whole reason you're debating it. So you're checking for consistency. So I'm asking you, if that is the case, then did he lose his divinity when he took on flesh at an instantiation in time?
My point is that he couldn't have both.
Yeah, brother. The point is that a contradiction would have to be a P and not P in the same way, in the same sense. Would you agree? Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when we're talking about the divine and the human nature, we're not talking about the same way in the same sense, according to Christians, correct?
Well, say that again.
When we're talking about what Christians believe, we're not talking about it in
Yes.
the same way, in the same sense, right? Because we're talking about two distinct natures.
When we're talking about what Christians believe, I'm trying to explain that it's possible.
Brother, I understand that, but according to what Christians believe, that there are two natures, we're not talking about in the same way, in the same sense, right? You can at least agree to
What
that.
does that mean? What does that mean?
Brother, what's a contradiction? Can you define a contradiction?
Define it for me, okay?
Okay. P and not P in the same way, in the same sense.
Yes, that's a contradiction.
Thank you. So when we say two natures, it's not the same way in the same sense because there's two distinct natures, right?
Yes, that's going.
Okay, so therefore you cannot show that this is a contradiction. You can disagree with it and not believe it, but one thing you cannot do is show that it's a contradiction if it's a different way in a different sense.
Yes, I can.
Okay, go ahead. Please show how
Because
how it is a contradiction. Go ahead.
When are we talking about the two natures of Christ, or are we talking
We're
about
talking
God
about the
becoming man?
contradiction that you're saying there is. Where's the contradiction? Show it. Show the P and not P, same way and same sense. Go ahead.
That God cannot become a man because it's a contradiction of himself.
Okay, bro. And how does that fit in the hypostatic union? Go ahead.
Because he has to become dependent.
He has to become dependent. In what sense?
In what sense? He has to, when Jesus, as you say, he became a man, he was he dependent on the Father, yes or no?
In the sense of the humanity, yes.
So he was dependent.
In the sense of humanity, not in the sense of his divine nature. That's a different sense.
That's why that's why I kept asking you. I said, the divine nature, is that prior to the instantiation of the flesh? Is that prior to him taking on the flesh?
Well, so I don't understand that.
Did he have the
Okay.
divine nature before he incarnated?
No.
Oh my
Well,
God.
you believe
my
yes.
God.
Dude, in our belief, did he have the divine nature prior to the incarnation?
Yes.
This is like, and
Yes,
I
yes,
just want to talk to the chat real quick. Chat, this is where like it gets crazy because they're so afraid to commit shirk or to apostate that they cannot even do an internal critique. Like they think
No,
by
not
agreeing with our
not
terms in an internal
no,
critique,
well,
they're apostating. That's how how
no,
nervous
that's
they
not
are
what
all
I'm
the time.
doing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not
Okay,
forcing
bro.
you to
Okay,
say.
good. So, according to Christians, did he have the divine nature prior to the? Okay, good.
Yes. I wanted to say.
So is it a
according
different
to-
sense when we're talking about two natures? How is it the same sense?
Say it again.
How is it the same sense if they have if he has two different natures?
What does that have to do with my point?
All right, dude. You can't track, man. How old are you?
I'm 17.
All right, that's why. See you later. I can already tell. I don't even know why we stayed that long. Gil, thank you so much.
One hand on my money, one hand on my buddy. That's the AK-47. Make his neighborhood
Thank you for the money gun. Appreciate
Bullets
it.
like birds, you can hear them coming. Don't let that bird. He got a weak stomach.
Thank you so much for the money gun. Appreciate it. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to hit my fiance a follow. We're trying to get her to 10K followers before the wedding this upcoming Saturday. Got 2 days away. So hit her a follow, Peace Apologetics on TikTok so we can get her to that goal prior to the wedding. Really appreciate it if you guys want to show some love. Follow her, Peace Apologetics, or just go into one of my videos on TikTok. She is tagged in every single one of my videos. What's up, man?
I have a few questions.
Are you Muslim?
Yes. When Jesus was on earth, he never said, "Worship me."
Okay.
So why are everyone worshiping him?
Because he claims to be God.
But when did he claim to be God?
In the Bible.
Yeah, but why did he never say it in the earth?
He was on earth when he said it.
But wait, I had one question too. In Mark 12:29, it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord."
Okay. Yeah. He's quoting Deuteronomy 6:4. So what?
So how can the God be Son and God if it says that in the Bible?
Yeah, the word one in Hebrew is echad. It's a compound unity. So there's a singularity to it and a plurality to it. That's my point.
Okay.
So it wouldn't contradict the Trinity because we believe in three persons within one nature.
But then why did he do like the, what is it called in English? Like he didn't eat until the day like the sun was gone. Why did he do that if he was not Muslim?
If he what? He did what now? He didn't eat what?
He did the same thing as Muslims like do. Like they can't eat when the sun is rising, you know, or up.
No, he didn't do Ramadan, bro. And you guys don't do like the fasting you guys do in Ramadan is not like Jesus at all. Because the fasting that Jesus did, first of all, you guys do it for 30 days. He did it for 40. Second of all, he didn't eat when the sun was up or down for those 40 days. You guys start pigging out at when the sun goes down. So how would that make him a Muslim if he doesn't follow Ramadan correctly?
And he didn't eat pork.
So are you guys allowed to eat shrimp?
I don't know what that is.
Shrimp, lobster, crab? Are you guys allowed to eat that?
I'm not sure because I'm new to Muslim.
Yeah, the answer is yes. You guys can eat that. You know, Jesus didn't eat those things either. Why are you eating something that Jesus didn't eat?
I don't know. That was the only question I had. So,
Bro, you need to leave. How long have you been Muslim?
like for a few days.
The hell, bro? What made you convert?
Because I did some research and like this, I thought like that the Quran makes more sense.
Okay, you did some research and it made more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
What made more sense about the Quran?
I mean, I don't know, remember, but like
You don't remember.
it teaches more and stuff like that. And
It
like,
teaches you more
know,
and stuff like that. Got it.
and wait, what was it? Like, if, how do I say it? Wait. Okay, I don't remember anymore.
You don't remember anymore. Yeah. That's what happens because when you take your shahada, it fries your brain. So the reason why you don't remember, brother, is a red flag. It should give you the indication that there's something wrong here. You were a Muslim for a few days and now you don't even remember why. That's crazy. That's called that's what happens during like demonic oppressions. Like you just don't remember things. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't say I don't remember why I became Muslim.
You did. Okay, so then why'd you become Muslim? What made more sense?
I say to you that I became no. What makes more sense? Like, cause it teaches you, and there was this one thing like too that if Quran was like made or something like that 1,400 years ago, and in the Quran it says already like that they knew stuff that like people didn't even knew back then.
Okay. What does that mean? It's one 3 gods, you said?
Yeah, there is a sense where there are 3 gods.
Okay, how?
How many gods died on?
Real quick,
Sorry,
hold on, real
were
quick. Sorry, I
unalived on
meant
the
to
cross.
ask this. I meant to ask this. When you say 3 gods, you mean 3 beings, right?
I just mean that there is a sense where there are 3 gods.
Yeah, like 3 separate gods, right?
I can explain what. Yeah, of course, not one, not the Trinity. I understand what.
Yeah, like 3 beings.
Yeah.
Like there are
No,
multiple
not that.
gods. Yeah,
There's
got it.
literally
Okay,
3 gods. That's what I mean.
got it. Okay, go
Because
ahead. Ask
yeah,
your question. Who died on the cross? Go ahead.
how many gods died on the cross?
How many gods died on the cross? Okay, so when we say somebody doing something, that's going to be reference to a person.
I understand.
So
Okay, yeah, I understand,
dying
but
would be an
there's-
action.
Okay, I get, but there's only one God who died on the cross for your forgiveness,
One
right?
person died on the cross. Yeah, I agree.
So if I would say God died on the cross for your sins, God picks out a person then. Correct?
God have to, because actions would be done by persons, not nature.
So
hold on. I want
yeah,
you to, because you're jumping in before you're listening to Umar and that guy won, and you think this is a good argument. So you're like, I'm going to do this myself. So now, hold on. No worries, brother. Listen, I want you to listen to what I'm saying so you can respond properly.
I'm listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Natures don't do anything. Persons do.
Yeah,
So when we're talking about an action of death, right, that would be reference to a person, right?
Okay, I understand.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
So I agree. Persons do.
You
actions,
agree?
yes.
Persons do actions. Okay, good.
The person Jesus went through separation of body and soul on the cross. Yes,
Beautiful, Habibi.
I agree with that. That's not the problem.
Okay.
But the point is that when you say that God was unalived on the cross for your forgiveness, and then God in this context, in this specific context,
It's reference
picks
to a
out
person.
one. Yeah,
Person.
it's referencing one person. Yeah.
Correct.
Then in the same context, then there's 3 gods.
3 persons.
Because there's 3
persons. So
Yeah.
when we're saying God died on the cross, that's indexing a person, right?
I agree.
Okay. And when there's another person that can be also called God because he has the same divine nature, or another person that can be called God, right? We're indexing 3 persons, 3 distinct persons, correct?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So 3 distinct persons, not beings or nature.
No,
So
I
how
agree.
does this
agree.
okay? So how is this an issue if it's not 3 separate beings?
But I agree. That's what you confess. Yeah. That's
Okay.
what you
How is
confess.
it? Okay.
But-
so then
but
I'm
this
waiting.
co- but
So then
in-
good.
I'm-
If
I'm
you agree with
answering,
me,
but I am answering.
brother, good. If you
I'm
just one more thing.
answering.
One more thing,
I
and you can
don't-
answer. One more thing, and you can answer. So then how does this entail 3 separate beings?
Yeah, I will answer.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We're
because
waiting.
there is nomenclature. I don't know how you say that. Numbers wise, yeah. There's only one God. Yeah. And when
we say there's
use
one
that-
God, what are we?
and
Hold
when
on. Real quick. When we say
Okay.
one God, are we talking about nature or person?
Nature.
Okay. Yeah. One nature. I agree.
Okay, when you only say there's one God, yeah.
One God.
So
One
in the
nature.
Mm-hmm. In the sentence where you say God was unalived on the cross,
That's in reference to a person. How many
yes,
persons?
yes,
How
I
many
know.
persons do we
Yes,
say they are?
All right, can you let me finish? I understand. So when you say that, yeah, in that specific context, when you use the word God, yeah, it refers to one person.
Correct.
Yeah?
And how many
It
persons
only
do we
refers
believe
to
in?
the Son. But
How many persons How many persons of God do we
you
believe in?
believe in 3 persons.
Beautiful.
But
There we go.
Can I just finish?
Yeah.
That's what you confess.
I just want to make sure.
I already
You already
understand
agree.
that's what
You
you
already agree.
confess. But in this specific context, yeah, that goes outside. Yeah. Now it doesn't matter anymore what you confess. Now you need to
Why?
justify this specific.
What am I
context.
justifying? What am I justifying?
Okay, I will explain now what you're justifying. That
Okay, let's get
when
to that.
you
Let's
say-
fast forward to that part then.
Yeah, I am literally doing it right now. When you say there's nominally one God, yeah,
One
and
nature.
one
Yep.
God, and one God.
One
was
nature, 3
unalived on the
persons.
cross. Yeah. Okay. Can you just not interrupt me? And you're asking me to explain why, and then you'll just keep interrupting me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you say there's one God who
One
was
nature.
unalived, when you say there's one God who was unalived on the
Oh yeah,
cross,
a person
yeah,
was unallowed on the cross.
there's
Yeah. Mhm.
one. Look. I don't know what's wrong with you, really.
No, I'm just
let me
just
explain
actively
and
listening,
just
brother. Yeah,
let-
a
just
person
let-
was
no, you're
unallowed
not
on the cross.
actively
Yeah.
listening. You're actively interrupting. because you're
No, but
speaking.
you agree a person unalived on the cross, right?
It doesn't matter if I agree or not agree. It still doesn't make it not interrupting now.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, and you
okay.
have already done it like 7 times.
Yeah. No worries, brother. Yeah,
Okay,
a person
yeah,
died on the cross.
please.
Okay, so let's pick up
Yeah,
where you
okay,
left off.
no,
A person
how
died on
about
the
you
cross.
just
Okay,
let
got
me?
it.
How about you just let me
Brother,
say what
I'm
I
letting
want to
you. A
say?
person died on the
No,
cross.
you're
Keep
not
going.
letting me. Okay, so please.
All right,
now
bro.
let
A
me
person
speak
died on the
without
cross. Keep
control.
going. Go ahead.
Okay, you don't have to speak for me. I'm
All
gonna
right, a
speak
person
right
died on the
now.
cross. Keep going.
Okay,
We're
look,
waiting.
there you go. Look, just stop. There, when you say there's one God, yeah, there's not more than one God.
One
And
nature.
one
Yeah.
God,
Mm-hmm.
and one God,
One
yeah,
nature.
was
Yeah.
unalived on the cross
One
for your
person died on the
sins,
cross.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say that God was unalived on the
A
cross,
person unalived
you
on the
pick
cross.
out
I pick
a
out
specific person. God refers
person.
to a specific person
So
in
when I
that
say a
context.
person died on the cross, I mean a
Okay,
person.
look,
Yep, I agree with that.
look. Just stop. You're laughing, but you're embarrassing yourself because clearly you're just trolling and you keep talking over me for no reason. Yeah, and it's honestly embarrassing. Yeah?
I'm so embarrassed right now, brother.
When you say there's one God, yeah,
Yeah.
and in that sentence where there's one God who
One
was
person.
unalived on the cross,
Yeah.
and when you say there's one God referring to only the person Jesus, yeah,
Mhm.
then there is 3 gods in that context. Yes.
So that would be 3 beings because we're talking about 3 persons.
That would be 3 gods.
So when there's 3 persons, there has to be 3 beings.
Would it be 3 gods or not in that specific context?
Not 3 beings, no.
That's not my question. Would it be 3 gods?
When we're talking about 3 gods, like as far as like how many beings
Okay, is there
there
3
are?
gods in a sense?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
What the
okay.
hell,
You
bro?
admitted it. That's
No,
it.
I did not. No, I did
Okay,
not.
so
I didn't even say. I didn't even say that, dude.
Okay.
So this
are
is
there 3 gods in a
guys. So
sense
now
or not?
and there's one Christian in the chat that was just like, hey, you're a Christian. Please stop interrupting. This is why I'm interrupting. I know exactly what like. The argument that he's presenting is like just a misrepresentation of what we believe in to begin with. Okay,
Well, I'm only asking
I'm talking to the chat, dude. I'm not talking
Yeah,
to you
I
anymore.
understand, but I'm
Hey,
only
do me a favor. Stay on mute, please. I'll tell you when to talk next. Okay. I'll tell you when to talk next.
Everyone is
So
watching.
chat.
Everyone's seen this.
Go sit down, please. I don't care if like, dude. I want everybody to see this. So when it comes to the word God, God is not a rigid designator. It's not only applied to just one thing. So God can be referenced to a person. God can be referenced to his energies. God can be referenced to his essence. Because it's when we're identifying God, we're identifying the being, right? And the being exists as 3 persons. So when we say a person, the divine person, died on the cross, we can linguistically say God died on the cross. Because that one person subsists within the one divine nature. So we can identify him as God because he possesses the divine nature. That does not mean that if one person died on the cross and the other 2 didn't, that there are 3 beings of God there. It's just conflating person and nature once again. So when we say God died on the cross, that's in reference to a person. We believe one person died on the cross and the other 2 didn't. We're perfectly okay with that. It's not an issue for us. Now, what the issue is that they're saying, well, you're using the word God, and you say one God died in this sense, and therefore there are 3 gods. Dude, when we're using the word God and indexing a person, all we mean is that there's one person that died on the cross, not a different being. So, anyways, you can come back up if you want, Clown, but I know you're not going to want to.
I mean, if he's going to be consistent, then he needs to answer according to the Quran in chapter 79, verse 24, where it says, فَقُلْ أَنَا رَبُّكُمْ. And it says, and this is Pharaoh saying, I am your Lord, the Most High. Oh, wait, but I thought there's only one Most High. Uh-oh. So
in a sense, there's 2 Most Highs, huh?
Oh, so I guess there's 2 Most Highs.
In a sense.
In a sense. You see how, you see how dumb this argument is?
In a sense, there's 2 Most Highs, right? I want you to say it. Say it, please. Say it. Everyone is seeing this. Say it, Habibi. Stupid, bro. Stupid, man. Dumb. And by the way, you Christians that keep going up to that live trying to answer these questions and you don't know anything about philosophy, please stop doing that. Like, please stop. Like these questions are purposely, these arguments are purposely done for Christians that don't know anything about philosophy. And I'm not saying you need to know something about philosophy, but just don't start doing things like don't try to be a surgeon and you didn't go to medical school. You know what I'm saying? Like don't do that.
Yeah. Is he gonna come back up? Because I'm actually curious as to how he's gonna get out of your problem first, and then if he's gonna continue to be 10 toes down on that, I need him to explain why there's another person in the Quran claiming to be your Lord and the Most High God. The only way you can get out of that is just by saying, well, he's wrong when he says it, or he doesn't, or it's not intended to be in that particular kind of way, or, but hold on a second, the word Lord is used. How many lords do you have? You're going to say one, but somebody else is claiming to be the Lord. So, in a sense, do you have two lords? Nobody would think that's a good argument. That's a dumb argument. But that's the argument that you're making. You're trying to use God as a rigid designator. We don't use it that way.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
It's just like, and this is the type of stuff that they have to do to convert people. Like this is the type of dumbness people convert to Islam for. Like you got to truly be like dumb or just flat out just dishonest with what's been going on. So you see the refutologist, right, spamming in the chat, but he won't come up. He says, "Oh, in a sense, so if you're indexing to two persons, then how many gods that are indexed to a person didn't die, right? How dumb? So yeah. If we're for instance, when we're saying God in a sense of a person, then in a sense, in the same sense, the other two persons didn't die. Not a contradiction. We're not talking about being here. We're talking about persons. So once again, bro, it's just the dumbness of these arguments. We're going to convert people, or we're going to try to convert people into Islam by doing word games into making them say, in a sense, two other gods didn't die. Ha 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 ha. They admit three gods. Bro, get the hell out of here, man.
I mean, it was funny too, because even with the guy you were talking to earlier, the dude that was trying to argue for Ha Satan, if something is not prefaced or qualified, then yes, it could mean. I mean, there's various different levels of interpretation when it comes to words. So, like for instance, in Revelation chapter 12, I believe it talks about Satan. It says that great serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan, who misleads the whole world, and it qualifies this as being Satan. And even Jesus, according to, I think that's Luke 10:18, talks about how this Satan fell from heaven, vindicating, like, I think it's Isaiah 14, verse 12. So, for instance, in the Bible, yes, Satan can be used in a plethora of different ways. Because even in First Peter chapter 5, verse 8, it says, your adversary, the devil, who warreth and walketh about like a roaring lion. Like, okay, that's just an adversary. But is it the adversary? The one, the great serpent of old that was in the garden? No, it's not. So what the scriptures do, what Jesus does, what the book of Revelation does, he clarifies, he qualifies this particular Satan, letting you know that this is the Satan that fell from heaven and took a third of the angels, as it says in Revelation.
Mhm.
So I just, they like to play, like you said, these semantical games and think that they won't get caught on it. But then when you flip it on them and try to hold them to the same standard, that's when they fold like a cheap dollar store chair. It's just sad.
It's funny. What's up, Abdullah? You're a Christian, right?
Yes, I'm back, brother.
What's up?
Sorry, I didn't join the last time because I prayed.
No problem, brother. You got a question? Abdullah, you're muted, brother.
Yes. So sorry because I didn't join last time because I was praying.
No worries, brother. What's up? What do you got?
Yeah, so have a debate in the next like few hours, and I just want to get what should I do? Like, with what should I start? The debate is about the three chickens. Shouldn't it be one?
Brother, well, why are you taking it? I mean, are you familiar on how to like argue that debate or like philosophy or?
Yeah. So I know that the chickens have different institutions. They have different divisions like space, time, and matter. But if we talk about the Trinity, I don't know fully what the Trinity is. Like, I know
Why
less
did you
about the
take this
Trinity.
debate, bro?
Yeah, because they laughed at my friend because he did not know how to answer,
And
and
then
I want to
now they're
defend
gonna
my
laugh
own.
at you because you don't know how to answer, bro.
I mean,
So now they're
I
all
don't
gonna
know what
laugh
to
at
do.
Christians and say, ha ha, we win 3 chickens.
Yeah, I just want to get what should I do now?
Yeah, bro, you should be studying. You shouldn't be debating. If you don't know anything about the Trinity, then you need to be studying the Trinity and don't even be thinking about debates.
I mean, I know something about the Trinity, like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit have divine nature, and divinity is like essence, so that makes it one God, and we don't count them
Okay, bro. So then
differently because if you
how are the 3 chickens not one?
yeah, because if you take out the divisions, then they are going to be one.
Okay. But they're still the same. They still share the same essential properties, don't they?
Yeah, sure, we can say that, but if they have different situations, then they cannot be one.
Okay. So does the Father, the
Because
Son, and the Holy Spirit have 3 different instantiations?
if you count them as one, they don't. Yeah, no, they don't. The
They
Trinity
don't?
doesn't.
Okay, so the Father died on the cross?
No.
Wait,
I
I
mean,
thought they
you
had the
can.
same instantiations.
Oh yeah, we can see that
Okay, so then the Father
because
did
yeah,
die on the cross with the Holy Spirit, right?
he didn't die as a physical body. So when we say that Jesus Christ died, we don't put the Father in because they are different persons.
Okay. So the persons are 3 different instantiations?
No, I
Well,
don't
what do you
think so.
mean? Because the Son died on the cross. That's an instantiation, right?
Yeah, sure.
He incarnated. Did the Father incarnate?
Here I don't know how to answer. So
Okay, bro.
no,
So
I don't
you
think
need
so.
to go like study the Trinity, bro. You need to go study the
So what I
Trinity.
do, I cancel the debate.
Yeah, bro. Like swallow your pride. You don't know. You're not equipped to debate this. You know,
I
just be
mean,
humble. Just like I don't know. You know, like go and go.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
Orthodox, right?
yeah.
Does your priest know you're debating?
I'm not sure if I have a priest like I don't know who my priest is because I got baptized when I was a kid,
Okay, so you're
and my
not
family
Orthodox.
didn't
So
even.
are you a catechumen in the Orthodox Church?
No, I'm Orthodox, but I don't remember who my priest was. I asked my mother because she
Oh, I
knows that I
understand.
got
So
baptized
do
in
you
an
attend the
Orthodox.
parish right now?
What is that? Can
A
you
parish?
define?
Do you go to church? Do you go to liturgy?
Yeah, I was at the liturgy, sure.
Okay. So who's the priest at the liturgy? Do you know him?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I was
So
just one time,
so
then
then
I
you're
left because.
so are you regularly going to liturgy?
Sure, but I don't know the priest. I didn't talk to the priest.
Okay. So your priest doesn't know you're debating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So brother, like first of all, are you receiving communion like regularly?
What is that? Can you
The bread and wine,
like
bro.
I'm new to
The
Christianity.
Eucharist.
Oh yeah.
You were baptized into an Orthodox church?
Yeah.
Like an Eastern Orthodox church.
Yeah. Yes, sure.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, I
you
had a lot
received
of
the Eucharist even when you were a child, right?
yeah.
Okay. And you are still receiving the Eucharist or no? Because I'm confused.
For a long time, no, for a long time.
Okay, but are
Long
you
time.
now? Are you now receiving the Eucharist on a regular
Now
basis?
no. No.
Okay. So that's brother, you're not even in the church right now. Like I know you were baptized Orthodox, but according to our belief, like if you're not regularly receiving the Eucharist, you're not even in the body of Christ right now. So why are you debating right now? Like you need to get your life in order first.
Yeah, sure. I can answer that. So at first I was an Orthodox, baptized and all. Then I became a Muslim because of my friend told me that is the right religion. And then I was an atheist. I did not believe in any God. And I couldn't study Orthodox. I didn't even care about Orthodoxy. And then right now, like I'm Orthodox again for like 1 month or so. So I don't
Okay.
know much about Orthodoxy.
Then, brother, you're proving my point even further. You should not be debating. You need to figure out your beliefs.
The reason we're telling you this, Abdullah, is because without receiving continual communion from the church, without being in communion, especially with like your spiritual father, without receiving a blessing to do this, you can fall into something called pre-lust. And this actually is what the Muslims suffer from, specifically on this app. They think that power is, in a sense, like all knowledge. In a sense, they would be like Gnostics in that particular sense. Like they think that because they have so much intellectual power, quote unquote, that that is the answer to all the problems. But in Orthodoxy, we don't believe that. We believe that wisdom is Christ Jesus, and you need to be in his body in order to receive that properly. But in order to do that, your nature needs to be healed. So we don't believe in something like some type of intellectual ascent to awesomeness or whatever. Like we don't, the faith is not about debating. That's something that happens because you're in the faith, but you don't get in the faith to debate. You get in the faith to heal your corrupted nature. And from that, you debate occasionally. But there's no intellectual assent in Orthodoxy. If I was you, this is just my honest, humble opinion, come off the app, go to your local parish, talk to the priest there, get in communion with the parish, and then after you do that, maybe after a couple of months, you can bring up, hey, can I have a blessing to debate and da 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 da? And it's at the discretion of your spiritual father. But this is not like some type of, oh, let's just go out and just debate people to debate because of pre-list. So
Yeah.
that's just my
And,
opinion.
brother, the first thing I would recommend is go to your priest and go to confession. Like have
Okay, sure.
go have start thinking about everything that you can confess from the time you were atheist or whatever all the way to, and just start there. And your priest will get to know you through these things. And then you'll start to build a relationship with your priest where he could be your spiritual father. And then after you confess, go receive communion and then start living your life out as an Orthodox Christian. And then continuously go to confession. Don't just stop. Go as much as you can. And then as your priest gets to know you and you start to grow in your faith, like Amin said, then maybe if you get a blessing from your priest, go and debate. But yeah, bro, you should not be debating the Trinity later, bro. Like, dude, you're not even in the church yet. Like, you stepped out of the church. You gotta get back in.
Yeah, sure. I can go. Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I'm all right. The thing is, I don't really go out, and I can explain. Like, I had depression for like 6 years for that long, like depression, anxiety, and
Then
all
you
that.
definitely need to go to the church. Definitely. Not to interrupt you, but that's what I'm saying. You need to heal your nature, bro. Like it's like this stuff online, bro. Like that's the problem with this online stuff. It tricks a lot of people into thinking this is what it means to be Christian or this is what it means. That has nothing to do with it, bro. That's just something that happens because you are. Not everybody is supposed to be debating anyways. Like what's more important for you right now, bro? And I know you're gonna say maybe there's something hindering you from going, maybe it's long distance or whatever, but you need to spend time with God and ask for him to make a way if it really is that difficult for you to go. But that's the most important thing for you. And I would say that's the most important thing for all Christians. Forget about the debating. Like it's important, but it's not important all the time. The most important thing is the healing of your nature, being in
Yeah.
communion with God. That's the most important thing for you because when you stand before Christ, he's not going to be like, hey, how many debates did you do? Like, bro, like that's important, yes, but it's not the most important thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure. I can go tomorrow. I will see when we
Yeah,
have
bro.
to
Go
church
back.
because in Romanian it's different. Yeah,
Go back, brother. Listen,
in Romania it's
I know you didn't live a life of an Orthodox Christian all the way, even though you were baptized into it, and you received Eucharist. But a couple weeks ago was the first, because of just circumstances, not anything. We were traveling and all these things. I didn't receive Eucharist for the first time in like 3 weeks, and it was just unexpected. Like a lot of life changes caused me not to be able to go. and unexpected emergencies and all that stuff. And dude, I felt completely different from when I'm receiving Eucharist on a regular basis. So if once you start receiving Eucharist, first of all, go to confession first, and then go start and receiving communion again. And there's going to be like Amin said, there's going to be a change in your depression, in your things. You just got to be faithful and continue to be obedient. So
Okay, I get it.
go back, bro.
Thank you that yeah. Thank you because of this conversation. Thank you because you told me. I did not know. Thank you for this conversation. God bless, bro.
All right, man. God bless you, bro.
I
God
gotta
bless,
go.
bro.
ISO 42. You keep saying that we're running and we don't want to debate you, but I sent you an invite. Why are you not accepting? ISA 42. The principal is calling you to the front office. Come up to the panel, Habibi. Come up to the panel, ISA 42. ISA 42 to the front office. Yeah, he left alive. All right, guys. I do got to go. Don't forget to hit Peace Apologetics, say follow. We're trying to get her to 10K. I don't know where she's at right now with followers, but we're trying to get her to 10K followers before the wedding this upcoming Saturday. Those of you guys that are part of my course, I am going to work on. I'm going to record the next class today, but I'm going to have to do it earlier than expected. I'm going to announce it in the course here in a few hours, so you guys will get a notification. All right, bro. See you later. I mean, God bless you, brother. I'll let you know in a few hours as to what time I'm going to be recording. If you want to join it live, you don't have to. Remember, guys, you own the recording even if you don't come live. For those of you that are part of the course. So I'm just letting you guys know because I know some of you guys like to do that. And I don't mind having an audience while I'm recording. I actually kind of like it. But you don't have to be there, but I will be recording the course sometime today, but earlier than the 9 p.m. Eastern, because we do have some guests for the wedding flying in and staying with us at our home tonight. So we're going to be busy. So I won't be able to record it at the time that I normally do. So I'm going to have to do it earlier if I'm going to get it done. Okay. We'll be back on live tomorrow. Best Morning Live on TikTok. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier for everybody on YouTube. Like my whole audio system just like rebooted out of nowhere. And then thank you, Dylan, for the $5 super chat. Jesus literally said he can call on a legion of angels if he wanted to. Yes. And that's referring to earlier where the guy said, can he save himself? Yes, absolutely. He could save himself. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. Yeah, bro has an upcoming wedding and yet does streams. Yes, amen, brother. This wedding wouldn't even be happening if it wasn't for the streams. God obviously brought us together. She obviously does debates herself and is a content creator. So I'm blessed to be marrying a woman that understands what it means to debate and make streams like this and so forth. So super, super blessed. Very, very excited for Saturday. But anyways, guys, I love every single one of you guys. If you guys want to show some love, there's a GoFundMe for the wedding. If you guys want to show, I think some of you guys sent some donations. We really, really appreciate it. It is needed for us. We're pushing through, and it's very strenuous for us to have a wedding like this, so fast paced and so quick. And not planned and raise money for it and stuff like that. We had to do it quick just because spiritually we wanted to be married as soon, and it was the earliest date possible that we could have. We would have been married sooner if we could have been able to. But January 10th was literally the earliest date that was possible for the Orthodox Church to marry us. We wanted to be married months ago, but we couldn't. So anyways, that's the earliest date, and it's tough. It's really, really hard. Anybody who's been through a wedding is very, very stressful. And we don't even have like a big wedding that we're doing. But nonetheless, if you guys want to show some love and everything, like I said, there's a GoFundMe in both the TikTok and YouTube. PayPal is at beartheimage. Zelle is admin@beartheimage.com. If you guys want to show some love, don't feel obligated. If not, no problem. If you want to show some love, and you have some alternate accounts or something on TikTok, go hit Peace Apologetics, say follow so we can get her to 10K before the wedding. That would be a beautiful wedding gift if you guys want to do it that way. Okay? But love every single one of you guys. God bless. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever, to the ages of ages. Amen.